All right, welcome back once again, Hurricane High School. Tonight, it's the Hurricane Tigers as they take on the Cedar Redmond. I'd like to welcome our listeners on radio on Newstalk 890 KDXU, also, of course, CEC TV. Thank you, guys. And we welcome our TV audience in as well tonight. I want to get this in. This, folks, is football weather. Okay, I feel better after having said that.
It's still pretty warm, but yeah, it's cooler than it has been.
It's better,
and that's good. It's actually it's a good motorcycle weather too. Speaking personally there, but again, this is a pregame show brought to you by the Locker Room, where Mike McGarry is going to explain exactly the best teams and the worst teams in the 3AA. I'm still waiting, Mike.
Well, you know what? You're going to grow old waiting for that one because it is just bizarre, and we kind of alluded to it last night, but I really do enjoy the fact that these teams are just going at each other. This is always and will be and always has been a tough conference, but this year some real ups and downs, and I think we saw last night. I take nothing away from Dixie except they made some pretty critical errors, and I believe that was a huge part of the game, which leads me, 7 as a matter of fact, 5 interceptions, 2 fumbles, and that really did kill them. The last maybe 1 or 2 interceptions were kind of way late in the game. But the bottom line is it helped seal the deal for Snow Canyon. Now, I don't want to take anything away from the Warriors. The Warriors have been one. In fact, I think I kind of said they were the snake bit team. They lost in triple overtime by 2 points to Pineview. They lost in the preseason in overtime. But there they were last night, Andy, and they could have, I think, just kind of, pull up the sheets and says, we're done. No way. They played a heck of a game last night. I expect a good one here tonight.
Yeah, just one last note on last night. Dixie came out down 20-7 at halftime, scored 2 quick touchdowns in the third quarter. And we'll be quite honest, folks. So we took our headsets off, went to commercial break, and we speculated that maybe Dixie was going to take the game over from that point on. Now, on the second play after Snow Canyon got it back, it was a 79-yard touchdown run by Jackson Nowatzki. So we didn't see that coming.
That's right.
It definitely helped Snow Canyon really just kind of shore things up. And, we talked about the turnovers last night. And, the 2 fumbles early were critical. There was a pick 6 in there. But you got to give Snow Canyon's defense credit in those cases because they put a lot of pressure on Zach Hara. And those interceptions weren't just bad throws. They were throws where the quarterback had pressure, had to get rid of it, and maybe threw it a little early or a little bit late. And that's what happens when you have a good defense. They force things like that. And so congratulations to the Warriors. Again, as far as the region's concerned, though, I mean, everybody thought Dixie would win by 3 or 4 touchdowns last night. They didn't. They lost that game. Everybody thought Snow Canyon would go up to Cedar a week ago and beat them.
That's
right. And they lost by 4 touchdowns. And so, when people say, well, what do you expect out of this game? I'm like, well, I don't know.
I expect a good game.
Yeah.
I'm hedging my bets on it. Let's take a quick look at our Camping World of St. George keys to the game tonight. And I really feel like, and I mentioned last night, I felt like the Snow Canyon really needed to score quickly. Well, they didn't. At least Dixie scored first, but they came right back and answered the bell. And I think that tonight, either one of these, I think both of them, in fact, have got to look and think, we need to get out of the chute. We need to get out of the chute early. I honestly have to say, I don't know in this game tonight. I'm kind of 50-50 on it as far as who really has, other than the fact that it's here at Hurricane, that gives them a little bit of an edge. But yet Cedar, coming in off that huge win last week, is that enough to propel them on and keep them going? Tigers, of course, they got a pretty big win.
And both these teams scored over 40 points last week. I expect a lot of points on the board in this game. I think the offenses are outpacing the defenses right now for these 2 teams. And I know I talked with a couple of the defensive coaches on Hurricane, and they don't like to hear that kind of talk. They're like, hey, we didn't like it being a shootout last week. We didn't like last week's game. Yeah, we won, but, giving up 35 and almost more than that in that game was not fun. We want to be able to, slow things down a bit. It won't be easy, though, because Mason Fakahua, the quarterback for the Cedar Redmond, talk about a Camping World key to the game. You can just circle his name and then underline it and put a little asterisk by it. Mason Fakahua is having a phenomenal season running and passing the football.
Absolutely. I was just going to go that. I said there is a key that's pretty obvious there, and that is try to control Fakahua. Now it's an easy key to mention, not an easy key to do. Hurricane, on the other hand, they've got some guys that can do some things. They have spread the ball around a little bit, but obviously Jake Carr, again, a real key part of that offense, and they've got to get him working and a part of what they do here tonight.
Real quick look at our coach's comments, brought to you by Sunrise Tire. See why friends refer friends to Sunrise Tire, right there on the Red Cliffs Drive.
There you go.
I forgot where we were. I'm out in Hurricane.
Well, we're in Hurricane, yeah. Okay.
But thanks so much to Sunrise Tire. And again, if you talk to the two coaches, they almost mirror each other. Yeah, we got to take care of the football. Defensively, both of them talked about discipline, staying in their lanes. It's so tempting to rush up the field on Fakahua when he steps up into that pocket and there's nobody in the middle of the field. He's got a long way to run, and he's already got a couple of 60-plus yard touchdown runs this year. He is a great athlete. And, anytime you're playing Hurricane, you've really got to play disciplined defense because there's a lot of misdirection. It's the old, like I said a long time ago, it's like the button, who's got the button deal with the football at Hurricane because you never know quite where that football is going to be.
All right, beautiful view for our viewers on TV of the stadium here at Hurricane High School. Of course, up on the hill behind us, the H high above us here in Hurricane. It will be the Hurricane Tigers kicking off to start the game this evening. And Cedar will receive to start the game. And so dropping back deep to receive is Beaudry Allred. Allred is a senior standing back between the 5-yard line and the goal line. Tigers taking their time to get out on the field.
Yeah, and one last thought on Cedar. We talk about Fakahua, and obviously he's a big key part of things, but when they played really well last week, when they were kind of clicking on all cylinders when they beat Snow Canyon, it wasn't just Fakahua. Other guys stepped up. Drake Lewis had a fantastic game. Beaudry Allred made some plays. Barrick Ingolstead made some plays. So it's not just one guy.
Right.
When Cedar's good and when they win games, it's because other guys are stepping up and helping Fakahua.
All right, we are set to go thanks to all of our sponsors, Legend Solar, the Locker Room, Findlay Subaru, Camping World of St. George, and Sunrise Tire here in our pregame show. Ready to kick off the Hurricane Tigers from their own 40-yard line. And once again, Allred back deep, ready to receive the kickoff. And we are underway here tonight. A high end-over-end kick. Little short coming down at the 10-yard line. Circling right to the 15, to the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Busting throughout and finally tripped up around midfield. Oh, we found a little bit of a lane, and first time I've seen the Cedar Redmond play, and all I can say so far is, wow, wings of fire. Beaudry Allred's got some speed.
Yeah, turned on the jets and really got it rolling, didn't he?
There we see on a replay for TV. He just busted through, but you know what? Nice job of a wall over there by his kickoff team as they really set him up. The ball is going to be marked to the 48-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Redmen at that point. Mason Fakahua out of the gun on the fly. They do hand it off, looking for room around the near side. Nothing there for Drake Lewis, and Lewis is going to be stopped. Maybe the loss of a yard.
Yeah, that play worked pretty good last week against Snow Canyon. Got him a couple of big runs. Cedar, though, was able to string that thing out and really got nothing.
Yeah, again, great job of push. We see in the replay once again, not able to turn that corner. Glad to have you along, Mike McGarry, Andy Griffin with you here, just underway from Hurricane High. Obviously no score early in the game.
Out in Hurricane, want to remind you our starters tonight brought to you by Sky Mountain Golf Course. Hit it to the sky at the beautiful Sky Mountain.
Play action fake, nearly picked off and should have been at about the 35-yard line. That's one of those cases when you look down at your hands and you go, you failed me, hands, because it was right there.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what Fakahua was looking at that time. As we see the replay, he sees this guy, but there besides the guy that didn't catch it there were a couple of other guys who had a real good opportunity to make a play on that one.
Well, that was Corey Shoemaker, who dropped the ball. I think you saw on a replay there. I got a better look. The the tight end hadn't even turned around yet, so the pass was earlier than he expected. 3rd down, 11 yards to go. Trying to run the ball to the far side and getting basically nowhere. Mason Fakahua. And again, After giving up a pretty good return, the defense of Hurricane quickly said, you're not going to be running on us.
Kyler Blackmore sealing the edge there, not letting the QB get outside.
So it'll be a 4th down and long. Cedar having to give up the football. Hurricane sends a couple of guys back deep, standing at around their 15 to 20-yard line, anticipating this punt from the Redmen. Again, first quarter, no score. 10.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. And the kick comes down the 20-yard line, taken there to the outside, 25 to the 30, at about the 32-yard line, where the Hurricane Tigers fair field position here in their first offensive opportunity.
Yeah, and, they did what they wanted. The defense came out, got a 3-and-out, contained Fakahu on the one play that he kept the ball, and gave the offense an opportunity. And I'll tell you what, this offense last week, man, they were good. They were moving up and down the field on the Pineview Panthers, and they did it not only with Jake Carr's rushing, they threw the ball pretty well. Josh Parker.
There we go. All right, bringing him up. Hurricane High School, ready to go. Parker, the QB. Turn, pitch back, trying to sweep the near side, getting a pretty good block, cutting up over the 40 to about the 42-yard line. That's Nick McDaniel. McDaniel, a lot of carries for the Tigers this year. And gets the first down to the 42-yard line.
Pretty good start. Just a simple sweep to the right side. And Nick McDaniel, good athlete. He has breakaway speed. That time he didn't get the opportunity, but did get a first down.
Well, it really worked well for him that time, and he was that good seal on the outside. Pushed him out. He was able to cut inside for the gain. Again, this time right up the middle. Big hole, handoff midfield, and still going, and still going. Now we have a penalty. We may have, I think, a shot to the head or face mask.
Yeah. And I talked with Coach, actually both coaches, about Jake Carr. I said, I haven't seen too many guys with his kind of tenaciousness or tenacity in not wanting to be tackled. And we saw it perfect on that play. Jake Carr doesn't want to go down. He never wants to go down. And they're going to wave that one off because it wasn't a flagrant one and maybe just brushed the face mask. But I'll tell you what, Jake Carr, Nephi Sewell, same way. Now, we don't get to see Nephi because of the injury, but same way. Guys just don't want to go down. Look at this guy go on the replay, Mike. Oh, get away from me.
All right, and watching the replay right there, though, I commend the officials. They were up around the shoulders, but I don't think anybody grabbed the face mask. So, in the event, all the way down to the 30-yard line, 31-yard line. And now we have flags fly. The pass is complete to the far side. Good for about 8 yards, I believe. However, that one will be coming back. On the reception was Kyle Williams. But it looked like movement prior to the snap. And that's the call. Illegal shift.
Illegal shift. Now, last week, Kurt McDaniel got all the headlines receiving because he had 3 touchdowns, but Kyle Williams actually had more receiving yardage by 10 or 15 yards than Kurt McDaniel. These are guys that go out and get the football and make plays.
Yep. So it's a 5-yard walk-off. Ball comes back to the 35-yard line. It'll be first down and 15 yards to go. Kyle Williams checks back in. Now he slips out to the left side. Up under center. And up the middle. Not much there that time. As right into the teeth of that Cedar defense. Carry, of course, by Jake Carr. Gain, they give him 1.
About a yard, yeah.
Yep.
And with the read plays that we see and all the spread offenses, that's one of those where you wouldn't have given it to the fullback because they had that hole plugged. That's one of those the quarterback would have kept it and tried to go around the end. But that was no read play. That was a straight dive to Carr, and he was stuffed right at the line of scrimmage.
McCray Burry, outside linebacker, on the tackle.
Well, that was something on the field there. That was weird.
Huh. Bringing it, some guy ran out, picked it up, and he says, whoop, go back into your huddle, and we'll reset on this play. Now they start the clock, which, by the way, 8.5 minutes, 8:34 to go. Or look at the clock, brought to you by Air Care Professionals, Heating and Cooling. To the left side, a pass incomplete got it out there to Kyle Williams, but the defense got there at the same time, and he was hit, dropped the ball. That'll bring up a 3rd and long now for the Tigers.
Wasn't I just singing Kyle's praises?
I think you were.
And then he drops one, making me look bad. No, he probably should have had that one. Maybe heard footsteps a little bit. He was going to get hit from behind, but still lived to play 3rd down.
So it is 3rd and long as the Tigers see what they can do.
You know, one of the things Coach Frankie was telling me, they beat Hurricane. He says one of the keys against the Tigers, get him into 3rd and long, and here they are facing a 3rd and long.
Yep. And they go over the top trying to get there. He did catch it, I believe. Did he get in? Yes, touchdown. Oh, what a catch by Kyle Williams.
And I think that the receiver or the defender didn't think that ball was going to even stay in bounds, and so he kind of had to, all right, this play's over, kind of gave up on it a little bit, but Kyle Williams didn't give up on it, did he?
No, he did not. There was kind of a little jump and dive for the end zone. Now, for those on TV, you can watch the replay here as he just sends it up, and there it is. Catch. Oh, he kind of misstepped, but he got in anyway. And the point after is up and good. Southwest Diesel PAT is good. Let's take a break once again as we see the one-loss scoreboard is now the Tigers 7 and the Redmond nothing. Back in a minute.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden T holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing. I watch golf with him. And
I watch him cook because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
All right, welcome back, Hurricane. As we were away, a little pooch kick. Looked like they decided not to kick it deep and give him a good chance on a return, but it was picked up nicely. Return of about 5 yards up to the 40-yard line, so the net result is about the same. To see there on the replay. So the Cedar Redmond now trailing by a touchdown. Go back to work as Pakahua out of the gun, double wide to the right, and the handoff on the sweep. And unable to go anywhere is Drake Lewis, and he is caught well behind the line of scrimmage, drugged down. That'll be a loss. They're going to give forward progression, only a loss of 3. He ended up about 8 to 10 yards back.
Yeah, I got a good spot on that one, but right now the Tiger defense, remember, they gave up a lot of points last week to Pineview, and their pride was hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, they gave up 35 last week, 39 2 weeks ago. So this Tiger defense is hoping to, kind of step up a little bit.
Brandon Sanders, the defense, didn't get the tackle, but he turned it all inside as they go to a delay handoff up the middle, which gets nothing. In fact, they lost a couple more yards. Well, I'm having a lot of names that do not show up on my listing here.
That should be Brock Oldroyd there.
Number 25?
Yep.
All right, we'll put that in. Okay. Oldroyd loses a couple. 3rd down and about 14. And with just under 7 minutes to go, now a whistle and a timeout. And it looks like Cedar says, well, we want to talk this one over. So let's just take a 30-second break, and we'll be back here at Hurricane High School. 7-0 as we check the one-loss scoreboard. And again, we'll be back in 30.
The community education channel serving Washington County for 20 years, covering DSU athletics, local high school events, city councils, the Economic Summit, Chamber of Commerce meetings, community events like Washington City Veterans Day celebration, and much more. Visit cectvutah.com for broadcast schedule and more information.
Hi, welcome back as we get set to go. Again, it is 3rd and long for the Cedar Redmen. Pakahua back now out of the gun. Fly sweep, fakes to him, rolls to his right, wants to put it up, fires it incomplete down at the feet of the intended receiver, who was Brock Oldroyd, out of the backfield. That'll bring up 4th down and long, and the Redmen will be forced to give up the football. Very early in this one, I realized, but right now looks like the Hurricane defense kind of winning the battle here.
Yeah, playing well. A couple of score updates for you, brought to you by Hearst Stores of Southern Utah. Southern Utah University taking on Weber State. It's 14-0 T-Birds right now. They did one of those fake catch the punt, and the other guy caught it on the other side of the field like University of Utah did, and scored a touchdown off of it.
Fair catch, by the way, taken at the 20-yard line by the Tigers. They'll start at 1st and 10 from there.
The other score update, another college game. Dixie State University is playing Western Oregon tonight, and it's 14-10 late in the first half. The Wolves leading the the Red Storm.
Wow.
Are they going to stay the Red Storm, Mike?
No. I mean, that's official. They're not going to. They're making a change, although I don't know exactly when. It's part of a process of a lot of things, which, as I understand, is in the works for about a 4-year stretch over, and I don't know when, but they've announced they're going to be moving on from that one. So the Tigers, quarterback pass is complete, and getting away for a moment was Jake Carr, but as he spun off from the first tackler, he was then hit again. After all that, he ends up with about a 3-yard gain. Pass play once again, Parker to Carr.
Yeah, that's that play where they fake to Carr. He goes through the line of scrimmage and then cuts to his right, and they throw it to the fullback out of the backfield, but pretty good coverage by Cedar.
We're in the first quarter, 7-0 Tigers with the lead here tonight over the Cedar Redmen, again at their own 23-yard line. They go with a handoff into the line, still working and up near the first down marker. Again, boy, I tell you, the Tigers just not wanting to slow down. And I believe that was McDaniel, I think, on the carry.
I think it was Jake again.
Was
Jake
it Carr?
Carr on the left side, yeah. Like I said, this kid's got unbelievable. That ball was fumbled. That ball was fumbled momentarily.
And it was actually Lucas Stout who ended up carrying the ball.
You're right.
Number 11. So that's a rather fortuitous bounce, is it not? As it went to the turf and kind of bounced right back up into his arms there, and he was able to continue on. We're going to keep it right here to try to catch things up here just a moment for you, and we really appreciate all of our sponsors, Appliance Wholesalers Plus. We will be naming an AWP Appliance Wholesalers Plus Play of the Game. And, boy, in last night's game, we had so many, we had a hard time kind of weeding through them, and we'll have to see what happens here tonight, but we appreciate Appliance Wholesalers Plus.
Yeah, Stout fumbled the exchange, and that was one of those misdirection plays where you fake to the fullback, you fake to the first man through, and you fake to the second guy through. So really it's the third guy that finally gets the football, but fortunately it was well blocked by that O-line of Hurricane, because you fumble the ball like that in the backfield, it's not very often you're able to get right back on it, and in fact, it gained like 6 yards.
Yeah, up to just about a yard, less than a yard shy, just over the 29-yard line, need to get to the 30. Tigers obviously trying to keep this drive alive. Josh Parker. The snap, turns, pitches it wide, and with the first down and a little more that time, it is Nick McDaniel, number 10, as he carries it across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
Yes, 3rd and 1 is the exact down that Hurricane loves. I mean, that's their, what do you call it, wheelhouse? Milieu? Yeah. That's their milieu. That's what they're good at.
Look good. We appreciate the guys at Truck doing a great job on our replays here tonight as well for those watching on CEC TV. 5:10 to go as we check Air Care Professionals clock there. Handoff again deep in the backfield. This time not a lot. That handoff was really deep as the back on that side kind of wheeled back around, got the ball, and by the time he got to the line, I think Cedar defense was ready, picked up 2 yards.
Yeah, and you really have to hold your block a long time when you're going through all those fakes. As as we see here, the guy, he was actually the guy over on the left flank and came around, and then he tried to cut it upfield, and there was nowhere for Nick to go.
So it'll be second down, about 8 yards to go. Tigers with the ball and the lead. They have it on the 39-yard line. First quarter, still a little over 4.5 minutes to go. And a pitch it to the near side, working to sweep wide, cutting up inside his car, and a flag goes down.
That might be a makeup call for the face mask they waved off earlier.
That's not Carr, excuse me.
Stout.
Yeah.
They have 10, 11, and 14, and 1 that all carry the ball a lot. That was 11 that time, Lucas Stout.
Here is the call from the official. It's going to be a face mask. Yep, there you have it. So that'll tack on a little bit more for the Hurricane Tigers as they move the ball now right up to, well, a yard shy of midfield, but it is enough for the first down. So the Tigers have it 1st and 10 at that point, right near midfield. We got a little over 4 minutes to go first quarter. Tigers with the football. They lead it. Josh Parker up under center. And it looks like they're a little too much movement before that one. We're going to get that procedure call against the Tigers. So I'll march it back 5 to the 44-yard line. Be 1st and 15 for Hurricane.
Yeah, that time just a little anxious. This time of year, you shouldn't. Oh, there we go. The whole
guard
right guard and the right tackle both.
They jumped as well as McDaniel did on the outside. So ready to go. Beautiful night of football here. Glad to have you along with us on radio, on television. Same play it looks like. This time they go with a quick handoff up the middle. Not a lot of room there this time. Just a dive into the line by Carr. He picks up a couple, but it's still second now, about 13 yards to go, and Carr's down.
Oh, boy. They're not, Hurricane's a good team, and they have a lot of great players, but they're not as good a team without number 1 out there, and he does get dinged up a lot. In fact, Coach Pearson was telling me before the game, he says, sometimes I wish he would go down after a little while because that's when he tends to either fumble or get injured when he's trying for that little extra 1 to 3 yards there at the end of runs.
Of course, we have no idea. He stayed on the ground after that last play. Coaches and some of the trainers out there checking in on him. One other game, tonight as well over at Pineview High School. It is the Pineview Panthers. And they are taking on the Desert Hills Thunder. Here's a play for those on TV as he goes up the middle. And, from that view, Andy, it's pretty hard to see. He slid in, and then he just stayed there.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the cause of the problem. He's still down on the ground.
There is a college a D1 game tonight, D1A game tonight, and that's BYU as they play Connecticut. And BYU traditionally plays on a Friday night when it is conference weekend this time of year.
Yep.
So as to not to run into any problems there. Over at Pineview, my friend Stephen Vincent tweets. He says, Panthers rush on their first 5 plays for 36 yards. But a penalty leads to 3 state incompletions and a punt. So each team has punted once early in that game between Desert Hills and Pineview.
Wow, not a good view right now as they bring in the little unit to help cart off the play. We're going to take a 30-second break, and we'll be back, hopefully back to live action. We'll try and get more information on Carr. 7-0 Hurricane back in 30.
There is a place where the sun doesn't hide in the winter, where the greens stay green and the crimson canyons still glow. There is a place where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where we drive for show, putt for dough, and settle the score with another round. There is a place.
All right, welcome back to Hurricane High School. And they did get Carr up. They put him in the back of the little unit, and they're taking him off. They'll get him into the locker room and check some things out, and we won't even begin to speculate. He's sitting up, looking around as he's coming off the field. But that's always a tough thing to see when you watch him cart him off like that. Well, they bring him over to the bench on the near side. So back to live action. Out of the snap, back. Swings a pass out, too tall. And that one looking again for Kyle Williams. That time as Josh Parker stepped back, and it's almost like he kind of tripped, and he threw that definitely off his back leg, and it was over top the wide out.
Yeah, Parker made one beautiful throw in this game. He's had a couple of off ones, and then he had one dropped by a receiver. So a little inconsistent early. He was so good against Pineview last week.
That brings up a 3rd and long for the Tigers, and again on their own 46-yard line as Josh Parker rolls, looks, swings it out there, complete down near the 40-yard line, and right back to Kyle Williams he goes. Well, it didn't work the last time. This time a little deeper, and they also get the first down, complete to the 40-yard line.
That's such a long, difficult throw as he's rolling out, and he has to square and throw kind of across his body, threw that thing all the way over there. Nice-looking throw and grab. Tigers, man, they know how to throw the football, and it's been a long time since we've said that.
Yes,
Hurricane.
Indeed. They're doing well here. Nice reception again. So it is 1st and 10 Tigers. They lead it here with 3.5 to go on the scoreboard. This time it's a handoff. Up the middle goes Angel Bullock. Bullock on the carry. Yeah, and Angel gets a couple of yards. In fact, gets 5.
Angel and Jake are the two middle linebackers, too, for Hurricane. So with Jake out, not only does Angel have to really step up on defense, but he's now the fullback.
Looking right down in front of us, they've surrounded Carr. I have no idea. They're just talking and looking at him and trying to get a feel for what may have happened. 2nd and 5 at the 35-yard line. Josh Parker turns, holds on, hands it off deep once again. Trying to blast on the right side. Not a lot of room there. Maybe a yard, and that's about it. Yard and a half. That'll bring up 3rd and about 3 to 4 yards.
I believe that was that Stout on the carry? Hard to say. Oh, that was Nick McDaniel.
McDaniel, yep. Once again, kudos to the guys in the truck doing a great job helping us out up here. Watching the replays, I know on radio they're going, what are they doing there? Well, we're watching a replay to get some more
this
information.
is a simulcast.
There you go. 3rd and 4. And working the left side, working his way for a first down is Angel Bullock. And he was hit at the line of scrimmage and basically carried the tackler for 4 yards.
Yeah, big, strong, tough kid. He plays linebacker. You see right there, somebody got a hand on him. Another guy got a hand on him. But one hand isn't going to bring down Angel Bullock or Jake Carr for that matter.
So they 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 30-yard line. Tigers have owned the first quarter. They lead at 7-0.
Yeah, using the clock too, and this is what they love to do. Possess the clock, move the ball, take their time, and they use almost a full 30 seconds every single time.
Josh Parker fakes the flip, now comes back inside on the handoff to Lucas Stout. Stout will get a couple. Little play action there, trying to draw the attention to the outside, then come back on the counter inside.
Yeah, I like the play. You see that fake pitch.
Yep.
The only problem is Cedar wasn't buying it. They actually defended it well. Although you think, oh, we stopped him. He
got 4 yards.
4 or 5 yards.
Yeah. Tigers continue to roll as we near the 1 minute mark here in the first quarter. Air Care Professionals clock. Appreciate those guys. Heating and cooling. Check it out with Air Care Professionals. All right, second and about 5. Blast up the middle. Again, that is Bullock, and Bullock bulls his way up near the first down marker. And let's see where they mark it, a yard shy.
Had Angel as part of our preseason media day, and just an intelligent young man, came in there well prepared and well spoken, and he's willing to do whatever his team needs to be successful.
So it is third and about a yard for the Tigers here as we go down into the final seconds of the first quarter. Pitch it wide, got a first down easy and about 5 more yards. And again, just a quick kick out to McDaniel. And as soon as they set the ball, I imagine they'll start the clock and we'll see the first quarter come to an end.
Yeah, they roll the clock, and that'll do it. And we'll start it all over in the second quarter. But how about that first quarter by the Hurricane Tigers?
Excellent, looking good. All right, we take the break. 1 minute break coming up here again on the one-loss scoreboard. 7-0 Tigers back in 1.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes twice a day. They have the time.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
And we welcome you back to Hurricane as we go to quarter number 2. Tigers win the first one 7-0, and they threaten 1st and 10 on the 15-yard line.
And by the way, Hurricane 133 yards in the first quarter. Cedar with 3.
Wow. Direct handoff, busting off the left side. Angel Bullock making a statement as he's inside the 10-yard line to about the 7 or 8-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, and that's just man football. That's smash mouth. That's dive straight ahead. You hit a guy, all your linemen, you find a guy, whoever comes across your face, smack him in the mouth, dive up the middle, and get, what do you get, 7, 8 yards on it?
Yeah, I got about 6, actually, as they marked it back.
That's what I said.
Okay. They go inside, and inside the 5-yard line again, Bullock. Just kind of on a crossing pattern in the backfield. He got the inside handoff. We watch here in the replay. Nice little deception as the quarterback, Parker, continued with the, like he was going to hand off on the wide out. Didn't happen. Now it's 1st and goal for the Tigers.
And that's all meant as deceit, to fool the defense. The guy in motion, the quarterback stepping the wrong way. It's all deceit.
And diving off the left side and into goal line. Touchdown, Hurricane.
Well, Angel Bullock, I'm sure, feels bad for his linebacker and running back mate, Jake Carr, but not bad enough to quit playing or anything like that. I mean, look at him go, running through arm tackles, and the Tigers now have 13-0.
Wow. And have a chance to attack on the Southwest Diesel extra points. That'll be coming up right now. Tigers sent on one guy, realized we don't need you, and they had to hurry him off. Here comes the kick, and it splits the uprights, and the Tigers jump up again. Let's take the break here as we have 10:58 to go in the second quarter, and on the one-loss scoreboard now, 14-0 Tigers back in 1.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly. Tiana gave her pet the royal treatment. Belle found beauty where no one else did. And you can too. Share your heart. Share your love. Bring home your forever friend. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
There is a place where the desert comes alive, where rain breaks forth from solid stone and gardens spring from blistered rock. There is a place with enough color to make a rainbow jealous, where boulders are bigger than buildings and cliffs are higher than clouds. There is a place that will straighten your step, tighten your grip, widen your eyes, and open your jaw. There is
welcome back once again here at Hurricane. Boy, I tell you what, the officials want to keep this game rolling along. A short timeout. And again, the Tigers go to a pooch kick. Andy, obviously they're afraid of that big return. They kick it, and we see it on the replay. It goes only to the 30-yard line. It was caught right there, and no return at all as the Tigers were there. So Cedar first and 10 of their own 30.
We got a touchdown at Panther Stadium. Marco Jordan with a 1-yard dive caps a 93-yard drive for Desert Hills. They lead Pineview 7-0 in the second quarter.
14-0 here. Quick pass out to the left side. Incomplete. Trying to go outside. Just a quick out pattern there. Looking for Derek Ball. Threw it at his feet. Right now, Fakahua not having a great passing game, Andy. He just hasn't quite found what he's looking for. Quoted song there.
You too? No. You too.
You too.
Yeah.
And that's as close as
I didn't think you knew anything out of the 60s, Mike.
Well, hey, I've broadened my scope, No, actually, I heard that the other day.
Another injured Tiger.
Yeah, we do. Tiger player laying on the ground. I don't know if we can see it.
They cut block him there.
Yeah.
And I think he was one of the guys that got cut. That's a legal cut block in that situation as long as there's not two players engaged.
Right.
But it's no fun. If you've ever played football and been cut blocked before, you know that is not a good thing.
So a little break in the action once again. We very much appreciate all of our great sponsors joining us here this evening. Thanks again to Sky Mountain Golf Course. And we're going to hit it to the sky at the beautiful Sky Mountain Golf Course. You can call 635-7888. Set up your next tee time at the Sky. This is too bad we're having a slowdown in action because of injuries. And again, they are attending to the linemen still down on the field out there. 10:49 to go. We check the scoreboard clock. And again, our clock sponsor here in the game is brought to you by Air Care Professionals.
All right, good to see a big guy getting up.
Yeah. Still a little gimpy. That's Isaiah Johnson.
Isaiah Johnson, one of the starters on the defensive line. I think he plays both ways. I think he's an offensive lineman as well.
It. And they're assisting him off. Hopefully that's not too bad.
Yeah, those cut blocks, they get you down around the ankle, and you have to be athletic enough to jump, see it coming, and then jump out of that block. And obviously he didn't get up in time, did he?
No. And looking at the face, and we saw that on TV, there's some pain there. He's struggling a little bit right now. Back to live action. It is second down and 10 yards to go for the Cedar Redmond on the incomplete pass. Once again, Mason Fakahua out of the gun. And a jump. And that was kind of an easy call to make as the defense jumped in offsides. That'll cost them 5.
Yep, got the hard count, got a free 5 yards out of it. And believe me, Mike, the difference between second and 10 and second and 5 is absolutely monumental.
Yep. It's like the defensive end on the right side. Did all he could do to get back, but he realized he jumped into that no man's land. So here we have it, second down and 5 yards to go for the Cedar Redmond. Fakahua turns, swings out, complete, flag behind him, out across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. On the reception is Drake Lewis, but that may come back. It'll depend on what the flag is, and the flag's clear across the field.
Looks like a holding region. That's usually where you have a holding penalty. That time we see a really good throw by Fakahua, and if Lewis hadn't stumbled, he might have turned that into a big gainer, but I think it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Here comes the head official. Now it's a chop block against Cedar. Interesting.
Well, again, the rule is you're allowed to chop on the edge like that on a running play, but not on a passing play, and not if the defensive player is already engaged with an offensive player.
Right. Well, that'll mark the ball all the way back to the 20-yard line. Second down now and 20 yards to go for the Cedar Redmond. 10:40 to go here in the first half. 14-0. Tigers lead over the Cedar Redmond. Fakahua takes the handoff. He'll keep it himself. Up the middle, finds a hole, dancing around. He has about 8 yards. Not nearly enough for the first down. Obviously, it'll set up a third and about 12 yards to go for the Cedar Redmond, but I think he showed that he is dangerous with his feet as well as his arm.
Well, that's what I was going to say, Mike. We saw a little flash of what Mason Fakahua can really do. I mean, you know, if that's 2nd and 10 instead of 2nd and 20, that's a perfect play. And you get your 8 yards and you get the QB making stuff happen, but they still got a long way to go for the first.
They will send a double wide to the near side, single wide out to the left, and a slot. So we have 4 wide receivers out. Now they have the fly man. They fake the handoff. Fakahua keeps it himself around the corner. First down. Out across the 40 and out of bounds. And Fakahua, again, back-to-back running plays.
Well, and there's no doubt about it as we watch him, Mike, and it's revealed to us.
Oh, look, they hit him short.
Kid's an athlete. Oh, they marked him out of bounds, I guess, huh?
I guess so. We're going to watch it on the replay. The officials are out there.
Wow, looked like he clearly got across the 40. That's a terrible spot.
I think it is. You got to look at where that ball is, and from us, the first time I thought, and the replay, but I'm not the guy that counts on that one. So
unless the toe hit early, I don't know. It looked like he was running for the marker, ran right past it. Big 4th down though now.
4th and 1 yard. Fakahua, he'll keep it himself, and I believe gets the first down this time. He blasts up the middle. Needed a yard, got about 2.
Yeah, I think that's one of those where you have to take it into your own hands.
Right.
Fakahua said, you know what, we got the fly sweep, and it actually looked like it could have been a good handoff, but you don't want to risk anything. See, he had some room to roam there, but no, Mason just needs to keep it and get that first.
But look how he lowered the shoulder, just blasted his way forward, and got the yardage he needed. 14-0 with 9.5 to go here on the Air Care Professionals clock. Here in the second quarter, 1st and 10. Fakahua handoff straight ahead, good for 2 yards. That is about it. Just a simple dive play.
Yeah, Oldroyd again, and Oldroyd been in the doghouse a little bit, had some fumble problems, and they're trying to working out of those problems. They got a couple on that one.
So 2nd down, 8 yards to go. The time is moving along. A lot of ground game between these two teams. As we look again here in the second quarter, 14-0 Tigers. Led 7-0 at the end of one. Now got another touchdown here in the second quarter from the gun. Fakahua wants to kick it back. He does. Kicks to the outside, finding room out there and making the best of a tough situation is Oldroyd.
Yeah, nice little option play. Fakahua kept it just as long as he could possibly keep it. They got the pitch, and then Oldroyd making guys miss and get a first down.
We watched the replay on the flip, and again, just a good job. About 5 to 6 extra yards once he got out to the outside as he sidestepped the tackler. Finally forced out of bounds. 14-0, but it's 1st and 10 to Cedar Redmond. Now on the move into Tiger territory. Bad snap, and they got to just cover it up.
Yeah,
wow.
you hate those as a quarterback, and the temptation is to pick it up and try to make a play, but I think Fakahua did the right thing. Fall on the ball, live to play another day. I don't think he was quite ready for it because it wasn't that bad a snap. It was hard.
Wasn't. Up a little high, but not bad, but also standing right there once again was Drake Lewis, and I don't know if he interfered, but he was right there when the snap came. So 8:08 to go here in quarter number 2. 14-0. Tigers lead it here. Ball goes back across inside the 45-yard line. Fakahua. They work it to the left side, and again, just not much out there. Fakahua trying to carry that one, and he gets up a little slow, but he's all right. readjusting the shoe.
Great penetration on the play by Andrew Wood of the Hurricane Tigers. He was one of the guys that just made that play never happen.
They faked the fly sweep, and then Fakahua hung on. But, yeah, the defense was ready that time. So it is now 3rd down and a long way to go. The original line of scrimmage was inside Tiger territory at the 48. Right now they're back at their own 44-yard line, 2nd and 18.
Third and 18.
Yeah. Excuse me. Back, plenty of time. Got a man out there. Too tall down around the 25-yard line on the fly. And that was just, Drake couldn't find the ball. And he looked back, then he had to switch to the other shoulder. By then he couldn't get to it.
Well, I think that's one of those that Fakahua would like to have back because he put a little too much out and not enough up on that ball. If he puts a little air under that thing and lets Lewis run under it, it could be a touchdown. It could have changed this game. But now they're looking at 4th and long, and I'm guessing they're going to punt.
I'm thinking they are. Back deep to receive is Nick McDaniel, one of the deep backs. And the snap is back. The kick is wobbly, short, taking it to 25 to the 30. Bouncing away. Woo, and hit and rocked back for a minute there. It looked like there was a lot of room for Kyle Williams. Suddenly he was sitting on his pocket.
Yeah, that's called the absence of forward progress from that point on. I mean, he got stopped.
We did indeed. Here we see the replay. He comes up, he gets through the first one. Boom.
Yep.
And back he goes.
Game over.
1st and 10. Tigers with the ball on their own, where's it at, 35-yard line. Tigers with a 14-0 lead here in this contest.
Yeah, and for Hurricane, this is where 7 minutes on the clock. They just went about a 70-yard drive using 7 minutes. They'll be happy.
Yeah, pitching it wide. The play set up to go to the outside, but looking and seeing really nothing there. So cutting back inside, Nick McDaniel, and he gets a couple. Actually got 4, almost 5, got more than I thought.
That's the crazy thing about the Tigers, and this is one thing I was noticing last week against Pineview. Okay, you stopped a great play. You look down. Wait a minute, they made 4 yards?
Right.
But we stopped them. We stuffed them.
Here comes the replay. They pitch it wide. You can see he's headed up. No, nothing out there. Yep, and he got the ball up around a 4-yard, 5-yard gain. They come to the same side and blast right up behind the tackle on the near side. Gains a couple more, another 3 or 4 yards at 2nd and about 1.5 yards to go.
I believe that was Angel again.
Yeah, Bullock inside with that one.
He's going to be the workhorse with Carr out on injury.
Wow, we certainly hope the best for Carr. Josh Parker doing a good job of the QB slot once again. 3rd down and a couple of yards to go. And again, the Tigers love to milk this clock, and if they could, get a couple more points before it's over. They come to the end around, and very close to the 1st down. He got it by just, I think, over where he needed to go.
Like Kyler Blackmore, though, took a big hit at the end of that one. Woo!
Here they come with him coming from the far side around, and there's some popping going on.
Yeah, you're right there, Mike. Wow.
Good job by the defense. Floated down the line, but they didn't get to him until they'd already got the 1st down. So just sneaking across the 45-yard line, 1st down and 10 for the Tigers. They already lead it by a couple of touchdowns here in the 1st half.
And again, this situation is tailor-made for the Hurricane Tigers. Use the clock, run the ball, take their time. They already got the lead.
Again, play action, rolling. Got a man deep, and they get it to him all alone at the 20-yard line. Caught, little sidestep, 15-10, 5 on the way in for the touchdown. Oh, what a job by Kyler Blackmore.
Yeah, the ball was underthrown, which they tell you to do when a guy's that wide open, underthrow it a little bit. And it looked like they were going to catch him, but Blackmore made a cut at, 20-yard line?
Yep.
Made a cut back to the middle of the field and turned that into a touchdown play.
Don't know what happened. Nobody picked up Blackmore out until finally one defender, but right there on the replay at the 20, a little juke step, and he runs the rest on his own into the end zone. And here comes the point after. The Southwest Diesel PAT is up and good. And suddenly, it's a 3-touchdown lead. Let's take a break. 5:11 to go in the first half. 21-0. And we'll be back in a minute.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
There is a place where young and old make connections, where kids feel like grown-ups, and grown-ups feel like kids. There is a place where beauty arises in contrast, where wonder is universal, and laughter second nature. There is a place where friends find a future, families find each other, and feelings find their home. There is a place.
Welcome back to Hurricane on the kickoff. It was a deeper kick. They went back. The ball kind of short hopped, but it was picked up by the Cedar Redmen. That is Beaudry Allred. He carried it out, tried to circle back to the middle, ended up at about the 25-yard line. So not a bad return, about a 10-yard return. It is 1st and 10 Cedar, now down 21-0.
On that last drive, I really thought they were going to use the rest of the clock. It only being 4 plays, 65 yards, and it lasted 1:44. But the Hurricane Tigers are really, really dominating this game in a lot of ways. They have 216 yards to Cedar's 23.
Derek Ball split wide to the far side. Actually got doubles both sides for Fakahua. Fakahua waits now. He goes up top. Ball's out there. He's got it at the 40-yard line and forced out of bounds. And ball got behind the defense that time, hauled it in, and that's, I think, the biggest gainer of the night for the Cedar Redmen.
Yeah, a little double move. He showed button hook or a stop-and-go route, if you will, and then a good throw. This time, notice he put a little more air under it instead of that line drive and let Derek Ball run under it.
Yep. So the Cedar Redmen with the completion down to the Hurricane Tiger 40-yard line with under 5 to go. It is 1st and 10 for the Redmen. Fakahua from the gun. Double wide either side. Fly sweep fake, steps up. He goes long this side, and it is nearly caught. Boy, defense and offense battling it out down there. Oldroyd had a shot again, but couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, and that ball tipped up in the air, and it almost looked like Oldroyd was going to make that catch on the sideline, a little Odell Beckham-type play, as really stayed with it. And for those, again, on television, if you watch the fly sweep fake and then the deep ball by Fakahua, even with the guy on his face, and actually pretty good coverage. But look at this. Ooh, almost made that turnaround catch.
Almost looked like it came off the helmet of Kyle Williams on the defense. They were both right there. So it's 2nd down and 10 yards to go from the 40-yard line. And Fakahua on the keeper. He's trying to get outside. There's nothing there. He turns it inside for 2 yards, and that is it. Bring up 2nd down and 8 yards to go. There's a flag also right at the site. I'm going to watch the replay here, see if there's any kind of a
No face mask or anything.
Yeah, I didn't see that, so we'll have to wait for the officials to let us know. It's going to go against the Cedar Redmen. That would indicate a hold, and that's what it is. So holding against the Redmen, and as we saw last night, Andy, mistakes, inopportune time for penalties, and that was one of them right there when you finally get going. Now a penalty pushes it back, and you have a 2nd down and 18 yards to go.
Yeah.
And 4.5 clock running.
Being your own worst enemy. And they will repeat the down. That's the good news, I guess, Mike.
Yeah.
One positive you can take out of that.
So Fakahua brings him up. He has one person back there with him in the backfield. Everyone else out wide. Doubles either side. Has some time. Now he's forced out of the pocket. Goes back and got a man out there. Overthrows him. Now, who was down there? Couldn't pick up the number on that one.
I don't know, but that That was a long throw across the body, kind of almost a nonchalant gun down there. They couldn't quite get it down the field.
Yeah, that was Allred, number 15, as we watch in the replay. Again, Fakahua under pressure, realized I got to get rid of this. And look, he throws that off key or off the wrong leg.
32 yards down the field.
Right.
It's crazy.
He's got a strong arm.
I'll take what are things that you and I couldn't do for 500, Alex?
There's one of them right there.
For sure.
All right, but it's a big 3rd and 18 now for the Cedar Redmond. They need to keep this drive alive. And Fakahua back. They set up the underneath screen. It is complete, and they got to get the first down. Yes, down the near sideline. He's all the way down inside the red zone to near the 10-yard line. Whoa, what a job that time by Brock Oldroyd. And that one, Andy, perfect call for that situation. You've been going deep. You've been going down and out. Now you come back underneath with the screen.
Yeah, a little throwback screen. He rolled to the left and threw it back the other way, and the Hurricane Tigers just too late finding the football. And they hadn't thrown a screen in this game. So, like you said, perfect call. And they get it, right to the 10?
Right to the 10. 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Cedar Redmond knocking on the door in the Team D Auto red zone. Hand it off on the fly. Sweep going around the side. He's there. Tripped up at the 2 and dives in for 6.
Yeah, I think that was Drake, right? Number 9.
Wow, yeah.
Drake Lewis with the touchdown run. And they've been faking that fly sweep all game long. I think they've ran it maybe once. Well, they ran it one more time here, and it worked out perfectly for him. Little hesitation move and end the corner touchdown.
Yep. Beautiful drive that time. Just when it looked like they might be stopped, they come up with a couple of big plays and get themselves on the scoreboard. They'll try the Southwest Diesel point after. It's on the way. Got it. 7 points. We'll take the break. 3:42 to go on the one-loss scoreboard. It's Hurricane 21, Cedar 7, back in 1.
21 to Redmond, 7.
Es un corto trayecto de su colonia hasta su bosque local. Para encontrar un parque o zona verde cerca de usted, visite descubreelbosque.org.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Three minutes and 42 seconds to go in the first half. Redmond kicking off. The kick taken right at the 10-yard line. To the 15, to the 20, 25, out to the 30, still on his feet, up near the 40. Finally tripped up from behind, and down goes Kyle Williams. But they literally had to trip him from behind to get him down. Great return. And the Tigers still have 3.5 minutes to try to get something done.
Huge drive put together by Cedar to respond because they were in a big hole and they were in big trouble. It was a 6-play, 75-yard drive, and of course, for Hurricane, who maybe in the past would have used all 7 minutes, their last drive, they're looking at maybe trying to score again as they're up 21-7, and a good run back by Kyle Williams.
Yeah, 31-yard return on that kick for Williams. Up under center. They go to the air, swing pass out. It is complete to the far side, getting away. Upfield, down the near sideline. Oh, Bullock having a heck of a game, isn't he?
That was Kurt McDaniel,
yeah.
Kurt, who had 3 touchdown catches last week, including one kind of Hail Mary in traffic Mitch Juergens type catch. And boy, you underthrow that ball at all, Parker, and it's a pick 6 the other way, but he threw it right over the linebacker, and a nice gain.
See, it was an 8-yard gain once the catch was made, but it ended up at least another 8 down to the 41-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tiger, already at the Cedar 41. Tigers with 3.5 minutes trying to tack on a little more.
Yeah, got 18 yards on that nice catch and run.
And there's a motion, but that may be too much motion.
Left guard moved. When he saw his man go in motion, he flinched just a little.
Yep. That'll cost him 5 yards. And he'll walk it back to the 46-yard line. First down now, 15 yards to go for the Hurricane Tigers. 21-7, Tigers with the lead. They got 21 before Cedar finally gets on. But, Cedar, that was huge for them, I think, Andy, to come back and get something on the board. Now they need to get a little defense and hold on. 1st and 10. Bullock up the middle, busting his way. First down to the 32-yard line.
And Bullock, a very good fullback. That's one of those plays, though, Jake Carr probably would have scored on because he would have made a move on that guy. Bullock's like, the heck with making a move. I'm just going to run him over.
And he did run over watching the replay. Just a straightforward blast. Big hole. Nice job. And the defender got his arms wrapped around. That's Ian Keys, but he ended up on his back. So it is 8-yard
down
gain.
and short. Well, he got 13 because remember that penalty.
That's right. That's right. So it's 2nd and a couple here for the Tigers. Handoff up the middle. Big hole. And he kicks inside. Still on his feet down to the 20-yard line. Hello, Mr. Bullock.
Yeah, and Bullock's already pushing 100 yards in this game because he's now the workhorse, like I said. And Angel's a very physical guy. He's a middle linebacker, so he's used to hitting guys. In fact, I think he likes it.
I think he does. Let's give some credit to that offensive line, too, because they are really opening up some holes in that defense of the Cedar Redmond. That time, again, I know you do a good job running, but he had a big hole to get things started. Right now on the doorstep of the Team D Auto red zone. They'll pitch it back. McDaniel circles, dives for about 4 yards.
Yeah, they did a good job of setting the edge so he couldn't get to the corner, but McDaniel did an equally good job of saying, okay, I don't get the corner, I'm just going to cut it up in the hole. As you can see right here, he wanted to go to the outside, but wasn't going to get there.
So he dives forward. It's 2nd down, about 4 yards to go. The ball now at the 16-yard line. And we'll watch the clock. We're under 2 minutes on the Heating Air Care Professionals, heating and cooling. 21-7, Tigers trying to make it more before the end of the half. Bullock up the middle, dives forward, picks up another 4 yards. That'll set up a 3rd down now in about 3-yard situation. And they are using the clock this time, Andy.
Yeah, they want to score as the clock runs out. That's the goal almost always with Hurricane football.
So the ball now is placed on the 13-yard line. Need to get to the 10 for a first down. It is 3rd down and 3. 1:10 to go on the clock here. Appreciate our great sponsors, including Jimmy John's Subsafast Fuel Freak. Again, the handoff starts inside, gets outside. He has the first down. Bullock this time sweeping the side down to the 8-yard line. 1st and goal for the Tigers.
And let's give Angel some credit there, because we've been talking about his power and running into guys. He had to use speed on that one. There was no hole there, and he ran to the corner. And if you're a slow fullback, like some fullbacks can be, you're not going to get that first down. But he got outside and got the first.
Well, let's try that one again for something Mike and Andy cannot do for 150 on that one. All right, it is 1st and goal for the Tigers at the 8-yard line. Up the middle, Bullock to the 5-yard line. Just a quick blast in the middle. Now we have a late flag going up.
And by the way, you can't be in bad shape if you're going to be a fullback for Hurricane because you're going to get the ball again and again and again and again.
And again, yeah. The flag came very late in the play. I don't know exactly what to call. We're going to get it right now. It's going to be a dead ball personal foul against Cedar. Got to assume frustration right now. Maybe something said or everything looked fine.
Yeah.
There's a push. It was right there. I can see that. That was Drake Lewis. Just kind of walked over and shoved the Tiger. Now it's 2nd down and goal from the 2-yard line. They got 40 seconds to get this one in. Bullock looking for 6 more. Got it.
Right up the gut, Mike. Right up the gut.
Yep. Didn't go look right or left. Just went straight ahead. And the Tigers tack on a couple of more now with 35 seconds to go. And again, great up front blocking by the right side of that Tiger line. I'm impressed.
Yeah, they're owning it. And, you don't need a 350-pound guy. You don't need, a behemoth, a guy that's a monster in the weight room. It's all about the angles. As you see, the Southwest Diesel extra point is
up and good. I take a quick 30-second break because we have the halftime coming up as we check the one-loss scoreboard. 28-7 Tigers back in 30.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
Hi, welcome back. Sorry, go ahead. I was just jumping in there.
All right, Mike. Just another impressive drive as the Hurricane Tigers use clock. They run the football. They weren't forced to throw the football on that drive, and they end up with an 8-play, 59-yard drive that used 3.5 minutes.
Ball hits the ground. They let it go out of bounds. That'll be a penalty, and they'll bring the ball out for the final 35 seconds. Nothing ran off the clock. And the Tigers, just absolutely have been in control here in this football game. They scored first, had a 7-0 lead at the end of the first, and did give up the one touchdown. Nice drive by Cedar. But again, they came right back and kind of took the momentum back to them with another touchdown drive, and they lead it now by 21 points.
Heck of a ball game so far by the Hurricane offense. And you know what? Let's give that defense some credit, too.
Yeah.
They've allowed one drive in this game. Let's see what Cedar's going to do here late as the flag comes out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this was. Maybe an illegal formation. Now it's just a procedure call. Somebody moved out of the set, so that'll cost them an additional 5. Well, I invite you to stay tuned. Join us for the halftime. We'll have a look at stats and figures from this game. And again, we haven't heard anything on Jake Carr, who went out with an injury.
Yeah, hopefully we can get an update on Jake. And
we're certainly hoping for the best there as well, obviously, for that young man. And a long pass down, nearly caught, nearly intercepted.
That was just a jump ball, and Nick McDaniel was out there with the receiver fighting for, I think Derek Ball was the intended receiver, one of those guys out there. And
here we watch the replay.
Fakahua again was just throwing that baby up for grabs.
Got to go desperate times, desperate measures.
Actually, Drake Lewis.
Yeah, they kind of switched
roles
there as the defense
role reversal
became the offense.
I hate it when they switch roles, especially when you have the nice buttery one. Yeah,
I like the good orange glaze on it myself. Thank you very much. Fakahua again rolling right, wants to put it up. Now he fires it inside through the arms of his intended receiver out there. Got a little hot there. Boy, he's got a rocket arm, but that was too hard.
Yeah,
and it's incomplete.
I'll tell you what, I think after that one, it's so dangerous. I think I might just run the ball and head into the locker room. I mean, Hurricane could have had the ball. If he hangs on that, I think it's Kurt McDaniel. He hangs on to that tip drill.
Yeah.
He might score on that.
I agree. That would make me maybe rethink here. You got to be a little bit careful. And it's also 3rd down and 15 yards to go from your own 30-yard line.
Tigers have a couple of timeouts. If they get a stop here, well, who knows?
Well, they've got a spread formation, but they go with a fly sweep around the far side, and it's not going to get the first down as they turn the corner and step out with about 15 seconds to go here in the half. The run, once again, was by Drake Lewis.
And he's short of a first down.
Yep.
So
that brings up 4th, and he's about 6 yards shy. That's what happens. That first penalty really hurt him once again, unable to get the needed yardage. They'll have to give up the football. Last thing you want to do, though, is give it up right there. So they're going to punt, and right now nobody back for the Tigers.
No, I think they just want to be careful that they don't fake it here.
Yep.
You really don't care. You don't need to score again. up by 3 touchdowns.
Snap is back. They go through with the kick, and they just let it go. And almost bounces straight up. Boy, I tell you, sometimes things don't go good for you. They left it alone, and it bounced straight in the air. It didn't pick up any more yards after the kick.
That's a pretty good golf shot if you can do it.
7 seconds to go, so the Tigers will have to come out probably, knee it down, and go into the locker room with a pretty impressive first half of action.
Yeah, and the numbers will bear that out. When we get to our InfoWest halftime report, you'll see exactly what we're talking about because they have really, really played well on, I would say, honestly, both sides of the ball.
I agree.
Offense grabs the headlines because they have 28 points, and they have played well, but the D has done a heck of a job slowing down Fakahua and company.
Here comes the snap, and again the kneel down, and that is it. And we'll be headed to halftime. By the way, our timeouts brought to you by Rolling Stone. They always have competitive prices and the largest selection of landscape, gravel, and boulders. Don't forget they have Flagstone as well. Well, obviously, if you're a Hurricane fan, you feel a little better about the way things have gone in this one as the Tigers came out and set the stage and then rolled. They lead it here at the half. Just, you said it, both sides of the ball, Andy. I think the Tigers saying, it's our field, it's our game, and so far it has been.
Yeah, you come in with a game plan, and the other team has to make you change your game plan. And Cedar did not get Hurricane out. They didn't stop the fullback. They didn't really stop the pitch man. They didn't stop the pass, and so why would Hurricane change anything? It is homecoming here, by the way, at Hurricane High School.
It is indeed.
And a pretty good night so far for these Hurricane Tigers. They lead 28-7.
All right, we'll take a 2-minute break coming up. Here's a little bit of an extended timeout halftime because of all the homecoming festivities. But it's a great time to be here, and we are grateful to be a part of it here, both on radio and, of course, on CEC TV. 2-minute break coming up at the half. Again, on the one-loss scoreboard, 28-7 Tigers back in 2.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing. I watch golf with him, and
I watch him cook because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
The Community Education Channel, serving Washington County for 20 years, covering DSU athletics, local high school events, city councils, the Economic Summit, Chamber of Commerce meetings, community events like Washington City Veterans Day celebration, and much more. Visit CECTVUtah.com for broadcast schedule and more information.
There is a place where the sun doesn't hide in the winter, where the greens stay green and the crimson canyons still glow. There is a place where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where we drive for show, putt for dough, and settle the score with another round. There is a place.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Welcome back. It's halftime here. A good night for the Hurricane Tigers. And right now the halftime festivities are underway. It's also homecoming here at Hurricane High School. Well, it really is a case of what else can you say? It really has been pretty much domination by the Tigers. We talked about it, both sides of the ball, but just everything seems to be flowing Tiger way here tonight.
Yeah, we'll get to the Wilkinson stats here in just a minute, but you're right. And I talked about it briefly before we went to timeout. In football, You watch film and you find out what the other team's really good at, and your goal as a defense is to stop them from doing that thing, whether it's the fullback dive, whether, we saw Dixie last night. They kind of got out of their game. They like to throw those little swing passes, those little short outs and stuff, and Spokane was jumping on that stuff. Well, tonight, Cedar came in, and they were well prepared, and that they were trying, but the fact is they didn't stop Hurricane in what Hurricane likes to do. And if you're the Hurricane Tigers, I don't know that you even need to make halftime adjustments, because as long as they don't stop the fullback dive, as long as they don't stop the pitch man, and then you can keep running a little bit of play action here and there, I mean, they might as well, they'll double the score probably, be 56-14 or something in the second half. So Cedar really has got to make some adjustments. At the very least, they've got to fill that A gap, and they've got to stop the fullback, and in this case, Bullock, since Carr is hurt, from doing all of what he's doing, because Angel Bullock has been just cramming it right down their throats.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I go back and give some credit to that offensive line of the Tigers. I think they've just been doing a tremendous job as you'll watch the replays, and I appreciate the guys in the truck and what they were doing. As I sat and watched them, you really see, because there's a little bit, I look at it again and say, wow, they just blasted some huge holes, and Bullock didn't have to look too hard to find a nice hole to go through. Now, however, once he gets through that hole, then he usually gets a little extra couple of yards because of his strength.
Let's go over the scoring drives in the first half. Hurricane held Cedar on the first drive, came out and did what they do. 5 plays, 68 yards. It resulted in a touchdown. It was 7-0 just about 6 minutes into this game. Another Cedar 3 and out. Hurricane goes 17 plays, 80 yards on the next drive, Mike. And we're in the second quarter. Cedar barely touched the ball. They had 2 series, 6 plays, and it's already 14-0. Cedar does get a little bit of a drive together, but penalties put the kibosh on it. They punt. Hurricane comes out, and another good drive. This time, though, they go out on top, and a beautiful catch and run by Kurt McDaniel caps a 4-play, 65-yard drive. It's 21-0. And then they give Cedar a little bit of credit as they were able to turn it around and get on the scoreboard with a 6-play, 75-yard drive, and Drake Lewis took it in for 6. But 21-7 game, Hurricane, 3 minutes to go in the half. They could have said, we're good. No, they came out, marched right up the field in 8 plays, 59 yards, and made it a 28-7 lead. And that's our score right now at the half. Again, Stats Tonight brought to you by Wilkinson's, a unique place to shop. They have, of course, they specialize in lighting and stuff, but they also have things like hobby, things like games and things like that. It's just kind of a cool place. Check them out at Wilkinson's. Mike, you ready for some total team stats?
Let me bet. Okay, I'm sitting down. Go ahead now. I'm ready.
Well, they're going to be startling. For the Hurricane Tigers, they have a total of 278 yards of offense in the first half.
Wow.
If you just double that in the second half, that's going to be nearly 600 yards of offense. Really doing a fantastic job offensively. That's 155 rushing and 123 receiving in the game. For Cedar, they have 115 yards of offense, 42 rushing, and 73 through the passing, although Mason Fakahua is just 2 out of 10 through the air in this game. All right, let's go over to the individual stats. First of all, for the Hurricane Tigers, remember I talked about Angel Bullock?
Yeah.
Didn't even know if he was going to play any offense today, did he?
Well, he did.
Yes, he did. In fact, he had 13 rushes in the first half for 71 yards. You throw Nick McDaniel with 36, Jake Carr with 32 before he went out. Stout had 14. Blackmore had a 2-yard run, and a dominant rushing game in the first half, but that's not all for the Tigers this year, is it?
No, it isn't.
This team can throw the football. Josh Parker, 5 of 7, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. And, after all the picked interceptions last night in that game, it's kind of nice to see nobody throwing any picks.
That's right, yeah.
Receiving for the Tigers, Kyler Blackmore had that 55-yard touchdown catch. Kyle Williams, 2 catches for 47 yards. Kurt McDaniel with the TD catch, and guys are just making plays.
That totally. Again, it's just a feeling of right now, whatever the Tigers seem to be doing, it is working for them. As I mentioned, even when it comes to the kicks, it kind of bounces their way. The old mojo's definitely staying with the Tigers tonight.
Rushing the ball for the Cedar Redmond, not much to speak of. Oldroyd with 20 yards rushing, Lewis with 16. And they've held Mason Fakahua, who's averaging better than 100 yards per game, to 6 yards on 6 carries in the first half. Now that's mitigated by the bad snap that he fell on that was -10 or something. But still doing a good job against Whakahua rushing the ball. Mason 2 of 10 passing for 73 yards, so not much there in the pass game either, although Derek Ball and Brock Oldroyd both with a couple of long catches, 38 and 35 yards. But again, total offense very heavy in the favor of the Hurricane Tigers, and not surprisingly, they're leading this game by a score of 28-7. And again, thanks so much for InfoWest, our halftime sponsor, and Wilkinson, who sponsors our stats tonight. Let's take another 2-minute timeout. It's homecoming here at Hurricane High as they're crowning some kings and queens and stuff like that. We'll be back with more after this.
Please welcome our HHS home.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly. Tiana gave her pet the royal treatment. Belle found beauty where no one else did. And you can too. Share your heart. Share your love. Bring home your forever friend. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
There is a place where the desert comes alive, where rain breaks forth from solid stone and gardens spring from blistered rock. There is a place with enough color to make a rainbow jealous, where boulders are bigger than buildings and cliffs are higher than clouds. There is a place that will straighten your step, tighten your grip, widen your eyes, and open your jaw. There is a place.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger.
All right, welcome
Together,
back at the half.
America.
Once again, 28-7 in favor of the Hurricane Tigers. Just a moment ago, I thought Cinderella had arrived because the pumpkin came up, but no, I was wrong. It was better. It was young women from Hurricane High School in the court, homecoming queen and her attendants here being introduced to the hometown crowd.
And those aren't horses pulling that carriage, Mike.
Now that's even better for the young women too.
I think that's the student council males pulling that carriage.
Kind of fun. I think I remember my homecoming. I think. I'm not sure.
I don't.
Okay.
A long time ago. Some score updates for you, brought to you by Hearst Ace Hardware. We appreciate them inside the InfoWest halftime report. College football first. We'll start with the St. George hometown team, Dixie State. They actually led 10-7 over Western Oregon, but the Wolves have scored 21 unanswered. Early fourth quarter, it is Western Oregon 28 and Dixie State 10. So tough. Yeah, they hung in there for a while, but right now, tough break over there. Staying with the college team, Southern Utah University leads 24-0 over Weber.
Wow.
In the second half of that football game. Kind of a surprise there. I mean, Weber's been down a little bit in the last couple of years, but still a pretty good rivalry. You thought it'd be a close game. Not tonight.
Coach Lamb's doing a heck of a job.
Absolutely. Let's go to high school. It is Juab leading Canyon View. Canyon View, again, one of the top teams in 3A, not 3AA. And they were actually winning this game, but right now they're down by a couple of touchdowns to Juab in the third quarter of that football game. From the 3AA North, Judge taking care of Park City 23-10. Excuse me, no, I got that backwards. Park City leading Judge 23-10. And I actually saw Judge play earlier this year. I thought it was a pretty good football team, but clearly having some problems. And then here in the 3AA South, only one other game tonight, as we had, of course, last night, the upset. I actually talked with a couple people down on the sideline that hadn't even heard the score yet. But, yeah, it was Snow Canyon beating Dixie last night by, 13 points? 15 points. Yeah, that's right, 38-23. Shocker there, 7 turnovers for Dixie, and a good game put together by Jackson Nowaski for Snow Canyon. And then the game going on tonight over in St. George, I guess it's about as even as you can get. Both teams have had one long scoring drive, one long drive that ended inside the 20 of their opponents on downs, and one interception deep in the other team's territory. And not surprisingly, it is tied Desert Hills, Pineview 7-7 at the half.
Wow. Heck
Yeah.
of a game happening over there.
Yeah, I'm not at all surprised by that, and it's been a surprising kind of couple of weeks. So, but those two teams I think are pretty even. Very close game. And by the way, BYU about to kick off any second now with the University of Connecticut from Lavelle Edwards Stadium, and I'm TiVoing that game.
So you're not going to tell us any more scores?
I will update you because my job comes first. Actually, the game did just start, and UConn's 3-and-out. Going to punt the football.
All right. I think they've met one time, and that was a year ago, and I think it's like a 35-10 win, as I recall, for BYU, and they need this. I can tell you, I went to Michigan. I know what happened there.
In fact, some of us would blame you, except that you were also at the Sam Bradford game down in Dallas, Texas, when BYU beat Oklahoma.
That's right.
So I'm not going to blame you, or maybe you get one mulligan because of that game.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I need it, and BYU needs it back home again at, home stadium. They're going, by the way, for their 300th all-time home victory.
Yeah.
In the whole career of BYU.
That's kind of cool.
That is kind of fun. All right, there you have it. Let's take another 2-minute break here. We're at the half. And again, it's been all Tigers here in the first half. We'll see if the Redmen can regroup, get Fakahu back going once again, see if he can step it up. But I'll tell you, so far, Hurricane Tiger defense has had him pretty much in check. At the half again, as we check the one-loss scoreboard, 28-7, Tigers back in 2.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden T holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing. I watch golf with him, and
I watch him cook because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
The Community Education Channel, serving Washington County for 20 years, covering DSU athletics, local high school events, city councils, the Economic Summit, Chamber of Commerce meetings, community events like Washington City Veterans Day celebration, and much more. Visit CECTVUtah.com for broadcast schedule and more information.
There is a place where the sun doesn't hide in the winter, where the greens stay green and the crimson canyons still glow. There is a place where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden T holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where we drive for show, putt for dough, and settle the score with another round. There is a place.
All right, welcome back, Hurricane High School, and what a place to be here on a beautiful Friday night here in southern Utah, and that is watching high school football. Of course, things are going just a little bit better for the Tigers than they are the Cedar Redmen. Wanted to mention again that our play-by-play tonight is being brought to you in part by a new sponsor, Batteries Plus. At Batteries Plus, you can find light bulbs, batteries, from pretty much anything that lights up. Pick them up in the store. Visit them online or on Red Cliffs Drive in St. George. Batteries Plus.
Yeah, thanks so much to all our sponsors. And the thing about it, you and I are really lucky, and we realize it, and we know we get to come to games. We get paid, not very much, but we do get paid to come to games and broadcast them and watch these young men. And I've been a fan of high school football, and especially high school football in Southern Utah, all my whole life, and it's just it's a fun experience to be a part of these kids' lives. Get to know them, get to know the coaches, and almost to a man. Every one of the coaches is a class act and a good guy, and both these coaches in the preseason pregame, Mike, down on the field, they were just really gregarious and friendly and nice, and even candid with me, telling me what I wanted to. I'd ask them questions, and they go right with it and let me know, and it was pretty cool.
Absolutely,
Josh Bennett, Steve Pearson. And the assistants, yeah.
And once again, we just have to say thank you to everyone who makes the job fun. And it's kind of nice being paid to come and get a good seat and watch a football game. That's all kind of nice as well. Well, let's take the last couple of minutes that we have as we get ready for the second half. I think you kind of answered it right before we went to the half, and that is usually say, okay, what do they need to do? What kind of adjustments? I'm with you on the Hurricane Tigers. It's called Steady as She Goes, Captain. And let her roll.
Well, Cedar's going to have to make some adjustments and try to stop the fullback dive. And when your backup fullback has 70-something yards in the first half, and then you throw in was it 30 or whatever that Carr had before he got hurt. That's 100 yards from pretty much straight dive plays. You got to stop that first. Before anything else, you got to stop that if you're going to have any kind of chance of beating Hurricane. So I have a feeling that was the number one topic in the locker room for the Cedar Edmonds. We got to figure out how to stop the dive up the middle. Everything else you can work on later, but you got to stop that dive first. And, oh, by the way, the H is on fire up there.
Well,
that's kind of cool.
Kind of neat to see.
Is that real fire, or is that just a glowing light thing?
You know what? You're not asking the right guy.
It looks like fire to me. Doesn't it look like fire to you?
It was on earlier. I don't know. It's the H up on the hill just above us there. There you go, folks.
I got my binoculars out, and
I think it's lights.
I got to tell you, Mike.
I think it's lights.
It's
I
lights.
really do. Look at that.
It's lights.
Okay. Thank you, guys in the truck. There's a good look at the H all lit up
The
for
naked eye without
here.
the camera and without the binoculars, the naked eye, it looks like fire.
That's why we have binoculars, glasses and all sorts of things to help us out here. Hey, we appreciate, again, you joining us here for our broadcast tonight on CEC TV, and we're on 890 KDXU tonight. Thanks again to sponsors, including Riverside Business Insurance Agency. They can get you a better deal on workers' comp insurance that you're paying for right now. And we talk about the Southwest Diesel and the Extra Point sponsor, but they've been doing it right since 1984. Your audio video leaders. They have HD TVs. Is that right? Home theater. Southwest Diesel? I don't think that's right. I'm not sure Southwest Diesel sells TVs.
No, but I think they do stereo systems in diesels.
Okay. I just read what's in front of me here, folks. All right, we're set to go. And by the way, the Tigers will get it to start the second half. 12 minutes on the clock as we get ready for quarter number 3. Clock winds down there. And again, our clock sponsor is the Professionals. Heating and Cooling Professionals, Air Care Professionals.
BYU update, they move the ball all the way up the field and fumble. The first lost fumble of the season for BYU. UConn takes over at their own 30.
Kick taken inside the 5, return to the 10, to the 15, and that's it. Wow, good job of defense that time as back deep Kyle Williams looked like for a moment, as we see on the replay, had a little bit of room to run. As he was stuck. And down he goes at the 15-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers here to start the third quarter.
And we talk a lot about emotion and things like that, and Cedar seemed a little bit flat coming into this game, and maybe a play like that can ignite a Cedar team and make a game of this thing here. I know this, if Hurricane takes 6 minutes and goes down and scores, this game's over.
You're right,
so
all right.
Cedar needs to stop.
Trying to sweep wide. He gets the corner, gets up to the 25, up near the 30-yard line. And again, just hard running that time from Nick McDaniel. And it looked like they went a little fake dive into the middle. That drew a lot of attention of Cedar. Then they kicked to the outside, but I think there's a flag at the end of that one.
Well, remember what I said. In the locker room, you know that they were talking about you got to stop what Hurricane does best. That's the dive play. And probably the Hurricane coaches were thinking, yeah, that's what they're going to talk about too. And so we're going to fake the dive on the first play and go with the pitch. And what's he talking about? He's arguing with the Hurricane coaches.
Yeah, that's
maybe
exactly.
a horse collar.
They call it an unsportsmanlike penalty on the Hurricane Tigers. That came at the end of the play. And, yeah, I think the Hurricane coaches were saying, what are you talking about? Where, what? And I didn't see anything that looked like the unsportsmanlike. As we get to watch it on TV, the replay. Don't know if we're going to find anything or not. Steps up. Tries to push off. I don't know. Don't see anything.
I almost wonder if it was called on the
there it comes way late.
Oh,
so
there you go.
Whatever. All right. All we know is it took away a pretty good run. Ball back at the 15. It'll be second down and 10 yards to go. Now for the Tigers. We are just underway in the third quarter. Again, 28-7. That was the score at the half. Tigers trying to get something going here. Up under center. Back. It's a dive up the middle. Good for 6 yards. Spinning around there. Angel Bullock. Again, just a hard hit. 6-yard gain. Second down. 4 yards to go.
We'll watch Angel see if he can get to the 100-yard mark with that carry there of about 6 yards. He's up in the high 70s. He'll be pushing 100 probably before the third quarter ends.
Josh Parker, again, doing a good job of running this team. Well disciplined.
And more than just a game manager.
Yeah.
The kid can throw the ball.
Once again, a dive and a big hole opened up, and here comes the Hurricane Tigers. Again, just a huge hole, Andy, on the right side of that offensive line. Now watch it. I know I'm on talking, but look at that. There's nobody within 3 yards, and he busts through and has it out across the 20, out across the 30, to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, and where are those backers? They're so worried about the outside stuff, but you got to fill that gap, that A gap that, between the center and the two guards is where a lot of the yardage is coming from the fullback, and that's the point. You got to stop that first.
Send a fly in motion back. They want to go up top this time. Over top. And did he hang on?
Yeah.
Yes, what a catch out near the 40 of Cedar City.
And Kurt McDaniel showed last week. He's got great hands. Here's a kid that about, if you run 50 offensive plays in a game, 41 of those, he's going to be blocking downfield. But every once in a while, you look at that. He gets a chance to go out there and make a grab.
Yeah, and he was hit immediately by the defense, but he hung on, went to the ground, and the Tigers go right back to grinding up yard and the clock as they move it down again to the Cedar 41-yard line. Try to sweep the near side, turning it up, gets about 3 or 4 yards on the carry, Nick McDaniel.
Yeah, and that's keep him honest play. I mean, you want to pop those sometimes, but you also want to run those just to let them know, hey, you focus on the middle. Look at that. Both the middle linebackers go in, and they get caught as the ball goes out.
So it's second down, 6 yards to go for the Tigers. 9:46 to go as we check the stadium clock here. Air Care Professionals. Kick it out. McDaniel's looking for room. Not going to get much. Got a couple of yards to the 35-yard line. That's pretty good defense that time by Cedar.
That's almost a pass play, the way they flipped that thing out there. So look at that.
Yep.
I mean, it's almost it's a two-handed quick shovel, but it's almost a forward pass.
So that'll bring up third down and about 4 yards to go for the Tigers. 28-7 they lead.
And this is a big play in this game, Mike. If you get them to lose yardage here or even no gain, Hurricane might punt, but you get a yard or 2 or 3, they would go on fourth.
They got to try to sweep the near side. Cut back inside. They'll be held short of the first. I think that was McDaniel again.
Yeah.
Again, he came around from the far side, cut up in, got the handoff. It looked as if he wanted to go outside, or no, he quickly cut inside, and there wasn't much of a hole that time. So it'll bring up 4th and a couple, and you can bet the Tigers are going for it.
Yep, 4th and 2. They've got to get it. Looks like you just look at that first down marker there. It's actually on the Hurricane side of the 31, so it's less than 2 yards they need.
Let me see if number 25 gets his hands on the football. Shock, he does, and he has the first down.
Well, he got hit, but it was kind of a glancing blow.
Yeah.
So when he got hit, he just kind of leaped and leaned to the right and got that first down.
It was kind of fun there to watch Josh Parker. He walked up to him right after the end of the play and just kind of tapped him on the helmet like, job well done there, Angel. So they get the first down and now have it 1st and 10 at the Cedar 30-yard line. 8:05 to go in the third quarter.
Bullock with 92 now in the game.
Wow. Near that 100-point mark. Plenty of time, but no one to throw to. And Parker is going to get pushed from behind. He'll go down, and they'll lose yardage, I think, on that one.
Yeah, you say no one to throw to. There was a guy, he just wasn't able, maybe didn't have time to look deep. I think it was Kurt McDaniel who was running a deep, no, I think it was Blackmore, actually, who was running a deep ball. And you can't see him in this picture, but if he could have thrown that thing down there, McDaniel or Blackmore, whoever that was wide open.
Yeah, we saw on the replay there again. Great defensive pursuit that time as they had at least 3 or 4 of the white-shirted Cedar Redmond. Got back to the line of scrimmage. There's an inside handoff, this time to Kyler Blackmore, which didn't fool too many people. Though they still got about 3 yards. They'll bring up 3rd down and 7 for the Tigers.
Big play here, and again, I think Cedar doesn't have to throw Hurricane doesn't have to throw the football in this situation because they're definitely in 4-down territory. And if you can cut that, down to 4th and 1, 4th and 2, then you definitely want to go for it. They do have a pretty good kicker, and Jaden Stone, left-footed kicker.
And that was a double handoff on that last one.
Yeah, they do that. They're crazy that way.
They got 3 yards, though, is all. They want to go to the air, swing a pass. It's caught out there by Williams, and Williams has the first down. I tell you, when that ball took off, it looked like that's looping too much. That could be picked. But Williams hauls it in.
That's arm strength right there, Mike.
Wow.
That DB thought he had that when he's watching the quarterback the whole way. He says, I got this ball. Nope. That ball just zinged out there, and Williams able to make the catch and get the first down.
Wow, gets all the way down to the 15-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 in the Team D Auto red zone. Thanks again to Batteries Plus. You can find light bulbs, batteries, and pretty much anything you need. Pick them up in the store on Red Cliff Drive.
Oh, boy.
Hello. One play, and Angel says,
Bullock.
I kind of like this end zone.
Well, they softened him up with an outside run, a double handoff play, and then that quick hitter pass, the out pass to the left, and then that left a big hole. And look at the replay on that one. Bullock says, hey, ain't nobody there to tackle me. I like this.
And it's up to 34-7 with the Southwest Diesel extra point coming up. And 6:06 to go. The snap is back. The kick is up and did get it through. So the Southwest Diesel PAT is good. Let's take a break. 6:06 to go in the third quarter. So we check the one-loss scoreboard. Tigers 35, Cedar 7, back in 1.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes twice a day. They have the time.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
With just over 6 minutes to go in the quarter, once again the Tigers going that little pooch kick, and it's kind of working against them right now as it hits and then immediately bounces out of bounds, so the ball comes to the 35.
12-play, 85-yard drive, and again, Hurricane offense just looking so good.
Rolling along, they lead it now by 28 points, 35-7. 6:03 to go on the stadium clock. Brought to you by Air Care Professionals. They have sales, parts, and superior service. Call 628-2423. Rolling around the far side, trying to stretch it out and step it up there was Beaudry Allred. Allred is going to get about 3 yards eventually on the carry, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, not much there. And again, Hurricane, you don't beat them outside very often.
Right.
You see Aldred trying to find a hole to cut there, and maybe should have cut back there, but he's maybe afraid of getting a big hit. Ends up outside, and Kyle Williams on the tackle.
I was going to say Williams gets out there and shut him down. Gain of 3. 2nd and 7 at the 38-yard line. Rolling right, stops, wants to put it up, throws it over the middle. It is complete out near midfield. The big tight end is fighting. And I think actually the whistle came a little bit early on that as Barry Kingelstead, now they're going to give him the forward progression good up to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, he's a big load, isn't he? There were Tigers jumping on him. It was like ornaments on a Christmas tree, and he wouldn't go down. He's holding on for dear life. Here they come. He's like, I don't want to get tackled.
3, 4. No, man, here we go. All right, 1st and 10 for the Cedar Redmond. Fly sweep to the near side. Drake Lewis turns a corner this time, and he gets the first down inside of Tiger territory down to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Lewis and Beaudry Allred are those guys that run that fly sweep, and you get tired because you're sprinting across the field on every play. But he had a little something in the tank there, didn't he? As he made a nice cutback, gets it upfield, and it gets he got a first down.
Yeah, he did. Just shy of the 40-yard line. Actually, they give him the 40-yard line on the placement. So back to work goes Mason. Fakahua. Again, they fake the fly sweep. Fakahua drops the football, and the Tigers have it.
Oh, you're so busy trying to make a move and make a play, and that ball comes out, and there's Kurt McDaniel making a case for our player of the game, isn't he? Dad's trucking.
That's the nice ones. They kind of just wrap it up and put a bow on it, and that ball bounced right to him. As it comes off, rolling forward, he says thank you. Rolls it up. All right, the ball is recovered to the 32-yard line. And again, mistakes costing the Cedar Redmond here tonight. They had, it appeared, something going for them. Fakahua, looks like he was grabbed from behind. The ball hit his knee and popped out. Back to work go the Tigers. They want to go to the air. They drop back. They go up top, long down there in a battle. Picked off! No, out of bounds, they say. Oh, that's close.
Drake Lewis thought he had that one. And maybe our camera guy can get us a really good angle on the replay, because that was very, very close and a heck of a grab by Lewis.
Yeah, it was. They put it up, floated that one. Here comes the throw. It's a long way. The interception goes up. Okay, I have to agree with the officials on that one. The ball
when your body hits
was out of bounds.
Yeah, but when your body hits, it depends on where your body hits. And I thought his right, pardon the expression, his right butt cheek hit inbounds first before everything else, and that should have made it a good catch.
But look where the ball is. I think that's what they're looking at here. Down.
What it's for?
The ball's out of bounds.
Well, it doesn't matter where the ball is. It matters where his body is when he comes down.
Well, it doesn't matter. You and I can debate it, I guess.
It doesn't matter at all, does it?
It does not. Incomplete pass. Wrapping up again, pushing back. Sometimes you should go down. Wow. Nothing doing, says Nick McDaniel. He was hit, knocked backwards, went forward, knocked backwards, finally goes out of bounds. But the Tigers are going backwards. They pitch it back. He gets hit at the 20, tries to regroup now. So he breaks away at the 15, tries it again, and then they bring him down.
It's going to be a loss of, 15 yards or
something?
something?
Yeah, it's a big loss.
Don't see Hurricane go backwards like that very often.
Ball is all the way back inside the 20. Line of scrimmage is the 32-yard line. So it's about, almost a 14, 15-yard loss. 3:45 to go here in the quarter. Good look once again at the field. They want to go up top. High arcing pass, and that one's picked off. Yeah, no doubt on that one.
Definitely in bounds on that one, wasn't he?
Yeah, no doubt on that one. And I do not have a name to go with number 7 there. Sorry about that. But it was, again, he tried to float it up. That time it floated a little bit too much. Actually, I think Mason Williams had a step. He does, but the pass is a little bit underthrown. But what a catch by the defense there. An over-the-shoulder pick.
Yeah, but it was almost like he was the intended receiver, wasn't it, Mike?
Yep, and he takes it away at the 45, so the Redmen now with good field position, see if they can take advantage of the interception. Fakahua back, he wants to put it up. Going for broke on the first play and knocked away at the end. Whoa, what a job there by Kyler Blackmore on the defense.
Yeah, these two teams airing it out a little bit, We expect them to run it. Of course, Cedars really has to pass because they're down by 28 points here in the second half. But we're starting to see the balls fly around, and look at that beautiful, actually really good pass. Just a better defensive play to put one hand up and knock it away by Blackmore.
Yeah, ball was out there. He was actually in good position. But again, the ball hung just a little bit. Allowed the defense to get there. 3:25 to go. Clock stopped on the incompleted pass. Now 2nd down and 10 from their own 45-yard line are the Cedar Redmen. Fakahua rolls right. He stops. He wants to throw back over the middle. He goes long, and this time that's way too long. Looking down the near sideline for Drake Lewis. That one definitely overthrown.
Yeah, they're kind of getting out of their character now, and that's tough. It's tough to score points and stuff if you're doing stuff that you don't really, practice much. And by the way, a injured player at Pineview is quarterback Riley Livingston of the Panthers, and that could be big, not just for this game, but for the rest of the season for Pineview. Hopefully he is okay.
Wow. We did not get a report yet tonight either on Carr. No, but right here, he's been out, has not been back in this game. I know they had his ankle iced up and took him out, but I'm not going to speculate on the problem. On the fly sweep, they fake back the other way. Fakahua looking for first. Got it and more down the far side. But he gets it all the way down to around. They're going to mark it near the 40. Well, I'm waiting to see now. They bring it back up a little bit. There it is at the 42.
Yeah.
These guys kind of hard to figure out. Anyway.
By the way, just a note on that Livingston injury. They think it's very serious. In fact, he was probably unconscious. And both Pineview and Desert Hills unite and kneel in prayer for Livingston after the sounds like a very serious injury there at Pineview.
Wow. Tough thing.
Mm-hmm. Football is a game where stuff like that can happen. And it's scary and it's sad. And, as a parent, some parents, I don't want my kid to play football. I don't want him to get hurt. But that's a reality of the game, folks.
It is indeed. 1st and 10 for the Cedar Redmen. Fakahua keeps it himself, trying to work his way through that time. Can't get anywhere because kind of wrapping up underneath there. I think that was Mike Lacey, the defensive back. He's kind of wrapped himself around Fakahua.
Hurricane right now, 363 yards of offense. Cedar now up to 161, so they're starting to get a few.
Yep. So it is no gain. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Inside of about 2.5 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. As the Redmen, Fakahua out of the gun this time. Back, quick turn, looks right, fires it out there, incomplete.
And Riley Livingston over Pineview has been taken by ambulance from the field.
Boy, you really hate to hear that. Anybody, anytime, that kind of stuff you hate to hear. 2:25 to go here in the quarter. Boy, just off the outstretched hand there of Drake Lewis on the quick pass to the right wing. Once again, 35-7. The Tigers in control of this one. And they have led the entire time. Fakahua back. Wants to go deep, swings it up there, and it is right between. He had 2 wide receivers within 5 yards. and he split the difference. It literally went right between them. It's a little overthrown. Here we watch it on the replay. Now he lets this go at the 50-yard line, and it hits at the 10. 40 yards in the air.
Much respect to the Hurricane DBs. That's cover 0. Both those guys were covered man coverage, and that's tempting for Cedar. As you can see, they keep trying the deep ball, thinking, hey, my receiver surely can beat these guys one-on-one. But right now, Fakahua, 3 of 15 passing in the game.
By the way, the defense actually ended up with the football on that last, but not an interception, just with the ball. And he's down right there. Oh, there's a tough time as the snap came back. In motion was Beaudry Allred, but as he came by the quarterback, he bumped the football. It went to the turf, and it's a natural reaction for Fakahua. He leaned out, but he kneeled down and touched the ball.
And you and I have seen over the years a punter or two do that, where and there it is right there.
Yep.
The knee is down. Sorry, Mason. You got to squat down, and they teach punters that now in punter school. Is there such a thing? They teach them, if the ball goes down, squat, don't kneel. This is baseball.
But they turned the ball over, so the ball goes to the Hurricane Tigers. And again, right up the middle goes Bullock, blasting his way into Cedar territory. The line of scrimmage was the Hurricane 47-yard line. There's the blast up to about the other 47-yard line.
Yeah, got 6.
Taking down about 4.5, 5 yards to go. Under 2 minutes remaining as we check the Air Care Professionals clock here. Appreciate our great sponsors, including Hershey's Hardware with our Region 9 updates. Andy's been keeping us up to date. Unfortunately, not good news right now. Trying to sweep the near side, and nothing doing on that one. Finally pushed back is Nick McDaniel. McDaniel trying to sweep the near side.
Into the first quarter in Provo, BYU 7, Connecticut 0.
Well, that's a good start for the Cougars.
That's a few more points than they scored, a week ago in
7.
Michigan. Yeah.
7 points more. All right, clock is running. Tigers burning up some time here. They lead big, 35-7, as we are a minute away from the fourth quarter here at Hurricane High School. Back swing pass to the far side. I don't know, Williams dove. Did he come up with it?
I think he caught it, but it was such a short gain.
Yeah.
And I think Tigers are probably going to have to punt the football here.
Guess you do what you can. It wouldn't have helped if you missed it anyway. Yeah, the ball maybe a half a yard, if anything, almost straight down the line of scrimmage. Well, no, actually picked up 3 yards.
Yeah, they got the 3 back that they lost on the previous play.
Yep.
Now it's 4th down and about 4.
So the Tigers will punt it away as we get down to the final seconds here in the third quarter, headed toward the fourth. And they say, well, we need one more guy out here. Bullock hustles out. Now they're ready to go. And clock is stopped. I think maybe we had a timeout to avoid a pin. I don't know. Timeout with 9 seconds left. Let's hold it right here as we get set for the fourth and final quarter of action. Again, it was 7-0 Tigers at the end of the first quarter, but that second quarter, they just kind of blew this one wide open. They give up the 1 touchdown, but outside of that drive, Andy, that's been about it.
And how about Angel Bullock coming in? He's playing inside linebacker. He's also now playing fullback in place of the injured Jake Carr. 18 carries, 113 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That's pretty good backup.
Wow. Yeah, that's darn good. That's kind of nice to have a guy like that hanging around, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. And Hurricane has done a great job on Mason Fakahua. He has 22 rushing yards on 10 carries in this game. That's a net of 2.2, or that's an average of 2.2 yards per carry.
And his average is 9.5 yards per carry, and he's got over 600 yards coming in.
That's our Wilkinson stat line.
All right, 9 seconds to go in the quarter, and the punt should end it. This one is right at the receiver at the 10-yard line, and down he goes. Defense, or special teams, got there in a hurry, and they stopped the clock with 7 seconds.
Now, why would they do that?
Yeah.
The home clock, and it's a 4-touchdown game.
Extra good job there by the special teams. Look at that. Looks to be, I don't know who. I don't have a number or a name to go with that number. Oh, no, it's 18. All right, there you go. That's Alan Madsen.
Good job, Alan.
There we go. All right, so with 0.7 seconds to go, we'll take a 1-minute break coming up here at the end of the quarter after they snap it and touch it down. I assume. I better not say that. Maybe you say, let's go for broke. And they're lining up as if they're going to do something like that. Fakahua back out of the gun. He steps into the, they get a pass to the 10, to the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35-yard line. And they set up the screen on the near side. That was an excellent call. And the pass comes out to Oldroyd. Let's take a quick break. 1-minute break coming up at the end of 3. It's 35-7 Hurricane.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly. Tiana gave her pet the royal treatment. Belle found beauty where no one else did. And you can too. Share your heart. Share your love. Bring home your forever friend. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
All right, welcome back. 12 minutes back on the clock. Good to have you with us here as we get set for the fourth and final quarter of action. Again, 35-7 Tigers leading. That was a good play to end the quarter on, but again, they're going to need a lot more than that, they being the Cedar Redmond, to get themselves back into this one. Fakahua out of the gun, turns, fires it complete to the 40. First down across the 45 to about the 46-yard line, and that's what you got to do now. It's quick passes. That time, Beaudry Allred on the reception.
Yeah, when it was 28-7, Cedar had the ball, and they're throwing the ball around. I'm like, yeah, you got to stay in character and do what you can. But now we're in the fourth quarter, 11 minutes left, and you're down 4 touchdowns. You really kind of got to go out of character now and just start throwing the football.
From the 46, first and 10 for the Cedar Redmond. Fakahua on the snap. Back he goes. This time looks at complete across midfield. Reception made by Drake Lewis. And they're now going to just the short, simple pattern passes. And I think that's what you got to do.
Well, and they're hoping that maybe Hurricane bites on some of those, and then maybe they can go over the top on a double move or something.
So it is a pickup of about 6 yards. Second down, 4 yards to go.
You know, and the other thing, Mike, too, is you want to get this quarterback's confidence back.
Yeah.
He's had a terrible game.
Fakahua, it's complete to the 40. Breaking away to the 35, down to the 33-yard line. And again, just a great job of after the catch running by Drake Lewis. And you kind of think maybe he's feeling a little bit better. Those are sharp, crisp, right on the target passes.
Well, you know, the temptation, and we saw it Dixie versus Canyonview, when there's a cover zero, there's no safety help, to always want to throw that deep ball. But, you know, sometimes you can just beat those guys because they're going to give you some cushion with the underneath stuff and move the ball right up the field, as we're seeing right here.
So Fakahua's got 4 wide receivers. They fake the fly sweep, and a big hole for Fakahua. Now it closed in. It looked really big to start with. They're going to pick up about 4 or 5 yards as he goes off left tackle.
I'm with you. If you look at this thing, Fakahua had that big thing, but he didn't see the guy behind him. He was looking at that linebacker in front of him. There was a guy sneaking in behind him. I don't even get that number on who made the tackle, but that was a nice play. I think it was Nick McDaniel, actually.
It looked good, didn't it? So that sets up second down and 6 yards to go. Once again for the Cedar Redmond. Fakahua out, turns, fires it, and it's popped up in the air. Could have been intercepted, but fortunately for the Redmond, it fell harmlessly to the turf.
Quando, I think, Uremia on the tip ball. He is a load. He's a big guy, and, you know, when you don't get to the quarterback, what do? Of course, you stick the hands up and try to block that thing.
There you go. There you see the tip. Coming for all of his worth was Williams, but couldn't get there to try to pick it off. Coming up on 10 minutes to go in the football game. 35-7 in favor of the Tigers. Fakahua back. Fires it complete underneath. It'll be short of the first down. Just a 3-4 yard pickup. Now we have a flag. Again, I think we're going to get an unsportsmanlike, and it may go against the Cedar Redmen.
Yeah, I think maybe so.
The guy that looks a little bit guilty there is Bailey Phillips.
How can you tell that from here?
Because he's going, hey! I'm like, I didn't do that. And he was standing right next to the official, and he pointed at him. That might be the thing, too, but we watch the replay here. Again, the pass, short, underneath pass, working it around. Well, I don't know. I'll tell you what. Somebody come flying in from the Tigers, too, and kind of rode the pony. But nonetheless, that was the call. So the ball comes back. It'll be 4th and long, but Fakahua and company got to go for it here. He stands in there. He has time. Puts it up top, and it is too tall. Looking down the near sideline. Again, getting behind the defense. But the pass just kind of trailed to the outside, and the ball goes over once again to the Tigers.
Yeah, pretty good drive by Cedar put together. They got their quarterback confidence back a little bit, but in the end, that penalty, I mean, it was going to be 4th down and about 2 or so, Mike, and ended up with that big 15-yarder, and that should do it right there.
Yeah. So they'll bring the ball out across the 30, where's it go? 41-yard line. There it is. Yep. And with 9:45 to go here on the Air Care Professionals clock.
By the way, score update. Wilkins' score update. Hearst State's hardware score update. BYU drives down, misses a field goal. Ooh. So it's still 7-0. BYU over UConn.
They go with an up the middle blast out to the 50 on his feet. 45, 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown.
You bring a little squirrely fast guy in, and that's what happens. And he breaks the tackle, and he's gone.
Who is this Cordova guy anyway? Jaron Cordova with the blast. Hold everything, folks. There's a flag. Bringing it back, I'm afraid. I didn't see the flag until very late in the play, but it's out there. And they're going to – you can hear the ohs of the fans out there. Chop block against the offense. So that'll cost them.
He had one on each team in this game now.
Yep.
Chop block penalty.
So sorry, Cordova. I don't know what else to say.
He's got to be tired, right?
Absolutely.
That's a long run.
Boy, I tell you, there's a lot going on in there. Sometimes I wonder how the officials can pick just one of the things. But nonetheless, that's the call, and so the Tigers bring it back. The ball will be pushed all the way back to the 26-yard line. That's a 15-yard walk-off. So it's 1st and 25 yards to go. Well, right now we're keeping an eye on the Air Care Professionals clock here, which is down to 9.5 minutes. And I think time is pretty much run out for the Cedar Redmen. Tigers in control and with the football right now. As again, they go the blast up the middle off the right side. Ball goes out to the 34-yard line. That's Cordova. He's the man in there right now, the young running back. He is a sophomore.
What's his first name, Mike?
Jaron, Jaron.
Jaron Cordova.
Yep.
Well, Jaron's getting some PT and varsity on homecoming.
Feeling pretty good.
Cool was that? 2nd
down and long still, but take it a little bit at a time. Clock continues to run as we're under 9 minutes to go in the game. And they pitch it wide. Turning wide, turning it up down the near sideline. Wow. And there's going to be a horse collar, I believe, tackle at the end of that one on the run. Just a good job. Nick McDaniel, and again, you see the speed of these Tigers, Andy. Here's the pitch on the replay. He's going sideways. Now he just kicks it in, and he goes right by a couple of them, but he is grabbed and drawn down from behind, and that's, I'm sure, they're going to be the horse collar call.
Yeah, that's a safety issue. personal foul horse collar, but what a run. A gain of 24 yards on that one.
So we're in the fourth quarter with 8:44 to go in the ball game. Keep watching that replay with the penalties tacked on at the end of that one. Want to invite you to join us for the Players post-game show. And the ball after the penalty goes all the way down to about the 27-yard line. Not much there. Cordova kind of tripped up as he tried to get through that time and actually lost half a yard or 2 yards, so 2nd and 11. 35-7, is our score.
Get you some score updates here in just a moment. And again, BYU is up 7-0. 35-10, Western Oregon beating Dixie State. That's 35 unanswered by the Wolves.
Wow.
In that one.
Again, they go with a dive up the middle, good for just a couple of yards. Cordova on the carry. He'll pick up the yard he lost plus 2 more, and it'll be 3rd and 8 from the 25-yard line. And the biggest thing right now is to keep that clock running, and that's what we're doing as we're down under 8 minutes remaining in the ball game.
Hurricane now with 403 yards of offense, 221 for Cedar. This scoreboard's no fluke. It's been a domination.
Right. It is. Here we go. Big 3rd down play now for the Tigers. And they go with that double handoff. It ends up going inside. It won't be near enough for that first down marker. But again, ending up with it was Lucas Stout. Stout gets a couple. It's 4th and about 6. And I kind of get the feeling the Tigers will maybe go for 3 here.
Yeah, let your kicker. You never know later in the year when you're going to need him to kick a 39-yard field goal, so give him a shot.
Well, there it is, that 39-yard field goal. As they line him up, holding again is Kyle Williams. Snap is back, placed, looks good. The kick is definitely long enough, and he pushed it off to the left side.
Good kick, plenty of length and distance, and everything was good about that, except he never got it toward the center.
Right.
He was on the left hash mark, and it never came around.
So they end up with nothing on that one. They turn it over, but now just 6:50 to go in the ball game. A 35-7 game. We appreciate our sponsors. Our halftime again brought to you by InfoWest. They are the internet people, high-speed internet, web design, tech support, and more. And I should mention again, Dat's Trucking, your quality carrier running strong since 1988.
I think I already know who our player of the game is going to be.
You think
Dad's
so?
Trucking POT. Yeah.
I think I
guy that was not going to play any offense or very little today.
All right, here we go. Back, Wakahua. He puts it up top, got a man out there all the way down, caught near midfield, and then finally running out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Wow, some great speed, great concentration by Derek Ball.
Yeah, and you see the great arm from Fakahua. He's only a junior. He's a guy that's still refining his skills, but you know he can throw that thing. What did he throw that thing, about 50 yards?
Yeah. Kyler Blackmore was there coming over Kyle Williams, but the pass was spot on. I think we're seeing that Cedar has some athletes, has some ability. We just haven't been able to put it together tonight. Now they come back to a flat pass on the near side, incomplete, stopping the clock with 6.5 to go in the game. A little timeout. One of the officials walked over and had a chat with a couple of the Cedar players. I just kind of get the feeling that's let's take it easy, guys, kind of a situation.
Final from Hanson Stadium, Western Oregon 42, Dixie State 24. Dixie falls to 1-4 overall, 0-2 in conference play in the GNAC.
Quick pass complete to the 30, and avoiding the tackle, still on his feet. He may go all the way in. I believe he got in. Oh, it's got to be a touchdown. The official.
Yeah, touchdown.
There we go. Wow, what a catch, and especially what a run afterwards by Drake Lewis. He avoided at least 2 obvious tackles. We see on the replay, caught at the 30, jumps over somebody at the 25, gets over somebody at the 20.
That's a great individual effort, isn't it?
Yep, and then stretches the ball out for the touchdown. Another 6 on the board for the Redmen.
That's just one guy and his tenacity.
And the attempt that afterwards hit the left upright.
Doink.
Yep.
Doink is the word.
Doink, and it comes back. We're going to take a quick 30-second break. We'll be back for the final 6.5 minutes. 35-13 in favor of Tigers, back in 30.
There is a place where the desert comes alive, where rain breaks forth from solid stone and gardens spring from blistered rock. There is a place with enough color to make a rainbow jealous, where boulders are bigger than buildings and cliffs are higher than clouds. There is a place that will straighten your step, tighten your grip, widen your eyes, and open your jaw. There is a place.
Mike, over from Pineview High School, some good news, bad news for the Panthers. Bad news, they're down 14-7 to Desert Hills in the fourth quarter there. Good news, Riley Livingston, the report from the hospital is he is moving all his extremities. They were afraid of a broken neck. You know, those things are so scary. But he is moving everything and seems to be hopefully going to be okay.
Wow. Certainly our prayers and thoughts go to him and his family. We hope the best for there. So that is good news. All right, 6:22 to go here in the game. We didn't get a report on Jacob Carr. I do know he's out for a while. I kind of heard that one. Here's a flag.
Well, they tried a little onside kick, but it was kind of a funky one and went right out of bounds. Nobody was even close to it.
So the thinking about the Pineview game there, the Hurricane Tigers will have it in great field position to go the final couple of minutes in this one. Just over 6 minutes remaining. Thanks again to One Law. They are our scoreboard sponsor. One Law is your dedicated personal injury attorney. For all legal need help, call 634-1-LAW. And they were watching that, and they show us the replay. Yeah, nobody was even close to that one. Right out of bounds. Goes out of bounds at the 41-yard line. So Tigers have great field position. And out come the Tigers for the final couple of, 6 minutes.
Yeah, we still got 6 minutes left.
Yeah, we do. The pitch is wide. Trying to find room there.
Stout made one guy miss, ended up getting 5 yards.
Not bad. I thought maybe they'd give a little backup quarterback time, but no, Josh Parker's still in there running the show.
He is the backup. He's a starter and the backup, Mike.
Okay. Sometimes you want, I don't know, I think sometimes maybe you want to get somebody else that can play quarterback just in case, but now your point's well taken.
I will say this, the Hurricane quarterback does not get hit very often. When they run the ball, it's out of his hands very quickly, and when they pass the ball, it's out of his hands pretty quickly.
Absolutely.
A lot of fades and slants.
And again, a hand up the middle. Not much there once again for the Tigers.
Bullock back in there.
Yeah, Bullock getting up off the bottom of that pile. Gets a couple, but it's still second and actually about 5 or 6 yards to go. He got hit immediately by Jaden Robinson on defense. They had a timeout on the field. Let's take a 1 minute break. 5.5 to go. 35-13. Hurricane back in one.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
There is a place where young and old make connections, where kids feel like grown-ups, and grown-ups feel like kids. There is a place where beauty arises in contrast, where wonder is universal, and laughter second nature. There is a place where friends find a future, families find each other, and feelings find their home. There is a place.
All right, welcome back. 5:20 to go in the ball game, and just as we come back, another timeout, but we're going to keep it right here. I made the mistake And for you on TV, here's the replay of what just happened. A great defensive play by the Redmen. Actually, a loss of 4 yards by the Hurricane Tigers. And they're going to talk it over. But it's a 30-second timeout, so we're going to keep it right here.
Well, and I got to tell you, I think, credit goes to Cedar. They haven't given up. They're still down by 22 points, 5:19 left in the game. But a lot of respect to Cedar because they did score pretty quickly last time. They're using their timeouts. They're trying to extend this game and give themselves an opportunity. And right now the defense is playing pretty good.
You're right. And I know that there's a lot of talk about, well, do you play for the moment? Do you play for the next game? I think you have to play for the next game. You have to say, we need to spend a little time doing some things, and it helps your own confidence. Right now, they've got a 4th down. They're going to get the ball back as a punt situation for the Hurricane Tigers. Dropping back deep, just a single setback at around the 20 to the 25-yard line. Snap. Gets it away. High kick, and it's going to be way out of bounds. That's going to be a short kick.
Thank you very much.
Yep,
huh?
yeah, absolutely. Jaden Stone, the kicker. He's kind of a soccer-style kicker. And that time, I think he was moving to his left, and the ball kept going left. Well, they mark it out of bounds at the 39-yard line.
Well, let's call him a rugby guy,
Yeah. Okay, rugby as opposed to
and
soccer.
rugby has made quite a. I'm not going to call it a fad. It's gotten popular here. And here comes Cedar, down 22. They need touchdowns.
Back Fakahua swings. The pass complete all alone to the 50, to the 45. Hit and knocked out of bounds at about the 30 or 44-yard line. That's a great tackle, but boy, again, Cedar's coming out firing. You're right, and they have given up nothing. There's the pass. A simple down and out pattern to Bodri Allred. Fakahua comes to the right. Again, a pass complete. Breaking tackles. They did it a while ago and got a touchdown. Still doing it. And he's down to the another touchdown.
Wow.
Unbelievable run.
He did not want to be tackled.
Drake Lewis is making a little bit of a mockery right now. What we've been saying so far. Look at the replay. Catches it at the 38-yard line. Breaks 1. Breaks 2. Breaks 3. 4. 5. 6. Guys before he gets to the end zone, and he just turns around like, nah, I know. I can do this.
Well, they're going to go for 2. I think you go ahead and kick here because you're still down a couple of scores, but they are going to try for 2.
Well, they hand it off, and they give Drake Lewis. That time, though, he hit a wall, and he did not get in. So we're going to keep it here with just under 5 minutes to go in the football game. Well, I'll tell you what, you're right, Andy. Cedar Redmond, they are not saying quit. They have come back. They're playing just as hard here at the end as maybe harder than they were at the beginning and looking good. But I'm going to give a lot of credit to that young man, Drake Lewis.
Broke a big breaking tackle there. And then this one looked like he tried to strip the ball and get him down at the same time. And that just didn't work. You appreciate the effort there by Kyler Blackmore, but you got to really appreciate the effort by Drake Lewis.
All right, 4:52 to go in this football game. Getting kind of wild.
Another onside kick coming, right?
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
You'll know that I'm sure the Tigers say, we're going to be kind of ready for this one, as they'll bring their good hands team up close.
Over at the Panther Stadium, still 14-7, 10 minutes left in the game. Thunder on top. Of course, Pineview playing without their quarterback who has been taken to the hospital, Riley Livingston.
Yep. And here it comes. It is an onside, and it bounces around. I believe it goes out of bounds, and it didn't even go the 10 yards, I don't think.
Well, it might have been touched by a Tiger, but
oh, that's right.
It clearly went out of bounds before anybody could recover it. Otherwise, that sideline that we're looking at right now on TV would have been going crazy.
That is absolutely right. So they'll bring the ball back in. Here's the call from the official.
Illegal touching. They must have touched it.
They touched it first, apparently. We'll watch the replay. Big high bounce. There was a Tiger out there, but he didn't get there.
Yeah, I thought maybe he got there, but he didn't get there. You're right.
So it was Ian Keys who finally touched the football, but
And Hurricane really just needs to get a little drive to get
Yeah.
2 or 3 first downs and use the clock, and they'll be fine.
hand off for the bust up the middle. Doesn't bust anything. I'll tell you one thing I think that the Cedar Redmond have learned. We're going to stuff them on the inside handoff.
But the thing is, why weren't they doing that all game? They couldn't do it for 3 quarters.
That's right.
How is it working now? I don't get it.
Well, there's one reason why. That's number 37, not number 25, running the football. I'm looking back to make sure I got that right.
No, that was Angel.
That was him. Yeah, excuse me. All right. Again, they're wrapping him up, but again.
And I think
They
they
called
just
timeout?
I think they just used their last timeout.
Okay. A little surprise. Well, I guess they got the stop. It is 2nd and 11. So with 4:38 to go in the football game. Still a big night tonight for the Hurricane Tigers. They look to go 2-1 in the conference. And their second big win. This one here at home. So they had the upset earlier as well. 35-19, they have the lead here.
Yeah, and remember, it was 35-7 just a couple of game minutes ago. So
That's right.
Cedar trying to make a run. Hurricane really needs a first down here, though.
They absolutely do. Parker wants to go to the air, and it's incomplete. Looking to Williams on the near side, overthrew just a little bit.
Man, I might have run a play there just because they'd used their last timeout, and you could have run 40 seconds off of that clock as we are down at 4:36 left. But they do throw a pass, and that helps Cedar because it's incomplete. Little too high.
Oh, just a bit too high.
Stretching effort by Williams.
We appreciate Team D Auto celebrating the high school football season. At Team D, find red tag pricing on their huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. You can also find them online at teamdautosales.com. Motion, but they go right back to Bullock up the middle. Bullock will get about half the yards he needed. He does cross over midfield down to inside the 45, at about the 43-yard line. 4th and about 5-6 yards to go.
Yeah, you got to kick here. Make him go the full length of the field.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Though I'm not so sure the Tigers are with us. They're going to run the clock down. Nobody's moving, and then they'll probably trot in their punter. They're going to burn as much as they can, it looks like.
UConn picks off Tanner Mangum in the end zone. It's still only 7-0, even though BYU has about 6 times as many yards.
Wow.
As the Huskies.
A timeout was taken, but with a 30-second timeout, I believe, coming up right here. We're going to keep it here, and again, remind you, we'll be on the air on 890 KDXU radio for live coverage. And I think actually CEC TV may be doing something tomorrow with the marathon. I'm not sure all that's going on there, but for radio, we'll be on with a wire-to-wire coverage of the 39th running of the St. George Marathon.
Yeah, you and I need to both hurry up and get a little bit of sleep because we're both going to be there.
Have to be there quite early in the morning.
Covering the marathon. It is 4th down and long here. That's 7, and Hurricane now nursing, Mike, a 16-point lead.
Yep.
We'll punt it.
Punt coming from about the 45-yard line. Snap is right on cue. Here comes the pressure. They came after it, but he got it away, and this time it takes a nice roll, stays in bounds, and it's going to be down at about the 3-yard line.
Well, as bad as his last one was with the shank, that one by Jaden Stone was perfect.
Right down, it bounced about 5 yards inside at the out of bounds, and then went right down as we watch it here on the replay for you on television. You can see they did come with the pressure. It bounces at the 18 and went right down the sideline.
How did it stay in bounds?
Wow. Down to about the 3-yard line. So good coverage, too, by the Tigers to get there to keep it from going into the end zone. And now Cedar will have a long way to go and only 3:40 to do it. And they have no timeout, so they actually try a little dive into the line. Not much there, actually.
I guess to get some operating room for the quarterback, but that's going to kill a lot of time.
There's a gain of only about a yard. Now let's see. From the end zone, Fakahua. Back he goes, looks, fires it out there, and it's incomplete. That will stop the clock, but it means 3rd and 9 yards to go.
You needed to take something off of that one. A bullet from it ended up being really close. You can see the pattern there, a little button hook. He comes back, was supposed to catch it about the 5, but that thing was a rocket. That hurt. Might have broke a pinky.
I was going to say, that was all red, and he was coming back at the guy. It's like in front of a firing squad. Again, Fakahua, he wants to go deep. Airs it out. Diving for the catch, incomplete.
But now what do? You go for it on 4th and 8 or 9 from your own 5-yard line? You kind of have to with 3 minutes left, but if you don't get it, the game's really over.
Yeah. Watching a replay, that was just outside the outstretched arms of the receiver.
Derek Ball was the guy who was trying to hit there.
And they're going to go for it.
Yeah, this is it.
They got to get at least 9 yards to keep this drive alive. Fakahua back, steps up, tries to run. He's going to get the first down and more. Good job of getting the first down, and out of bounds he goes.
Yeah, and we sure haven't seen much of that this game. Fakahua able to run free, but at time you see his athleticism and speed, he gets the first down, and game's still alive.
So the ball comes out across the 15 to the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Cedar Redmond. And the clock stops at 2:57. Again, Redmond out of timeouts. The only way they stop the clock is to incomplete pass to get out of bounds. And Fakahua stop, inside pass, and I believe it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, couldn't quite hold it. Another bullet there, though, by Fakahua.
If I were the Hurricane Tigers, I'd be nervous if that guy catches it.
Yeah, Drake Lewis. Absolutely.
Drake Lewis has 2 unbelievable touchdowns.
By the way, you know how the yardage was like 450 to 230 or something in the third quarter? Now it's about 450 to about 350.
Whoa.
Almost 400, so Cedar has evened things up yardage-wise.
2:52 to go in the game. Fakahua back. You look, he comes underneath, complete, 20, 25, 30 to the 31-yard line.
Derek Ball.
Yeah, that'll be another first down for the Cedar Redmond. This is impressive.
Maybe they should have been doing this all game, the little quick hitters.
Just a good catch and a good run after the catch. Here comes Fakahua trying to keep his team's hopes alive. Now he's in trouble. Rolls left, stop, looks downfield, fires it, and it's over top everybody. I tell you again, you really see the strength of Fakahua's arm. And he is rolling away, and it's like he just goes, I'm going to throw this away. Only it goes 45 yards.
It's amazing, and he's a phenomenal athlete.
I'm
telling you. And he's only a junior. And as they get more and more comfortable with this offense, he's going to be unbelievable. By the way, final from Canyon View. Falcons having a great year, but right now they lose one at home, 36-26 to Jewett.
Wow. Fakahua looks for a screen underneath. The pass is complete. Good defense that time as Williams wrapped him up immediately. The reception was made by Lewis, but are short of the first down. And the clock keeps rolling. 2:12 remaining in the ball game. Appreciate our great sponsors here tonight. Want you to stay tuned for the Players Sports Grill postgame show.
Got to get a first here.
Now he's going deep this time, and the pass is too tall.
Now it's 4th down. They really need that first down. Do have an update from Panther Stadium. Pineview kicks a field goal. Connor Brooksby, the freshman, makes it a 14-10 game.
Wow.
The Panthers and the Thunder with 5:54 left.
We have under 2 minutes to go in this one. Tigers have led all the way. Redmond have come back and made a little bit of a game out of it here in the fourth quarter, but now it's 4th and 4. And let's watch Fakahua. Back, turns, fires, complete. First down to the 45, maybe 46-yard line. Underneath on that was Noah Humphrey on the defense.
Drake Lewis with the catch and a first down, and they're not dead yet. We're under 2 minutes, but if they could score and get it 2, it'd be an 8-point game. This is crazy.
So they're just everything is short and underneath, and it's working quite well. As Fakahua out of the gun, now jumping the gun was 2 of the linemen from the Tigers. They're trying to point to the other side, but
well,
it ain't gonna.
That's the first thing you do, Mike.
Yeah, I know.
Point at the other guy.
Did not fool anybody. Yeah, we saw the replay, and it's like nobody. Oh, yeah, I'm sure I thought I saw that guy move. All right, 35-19, Tigers with the lead as the officials step in and stop play for a moment.
In Provo, Connecticut puts together a drive. They've tied the BYU Cougars 7-7 in the second quarter.
You think a big dose of reality has now hit the Cougars? They've had some major hurt on their team. They got a little embarrassed in national TV.
I think they're down 5 starters in the game today, including former Snow Canyon star Adam Timo/Hine.
That's right. Over the middle, the ball is tipped up, no good. Had a chance, and it goes off the outstretched arms. I believe that was Mackert, number 4, got his hands on the ball. All right, stops the clock with $1:48 to go in the ball game. Standing in, looked like he had time. Kind of a wobbly pass. And that brings up a delay of game. What's going on here? What did I just see?
A penalty on Hurricane.
Yep.
I didn't see what it was, but definitely a penalty.
It's a big one. They marked. I absolutely missed it on that one. I was looking away from some stats here, and they will mark the ball down to the 35-yard line, so that keeps everything going for the Cedar Redmen, and they're setting themselves up for another possible score. From the gun, Makahua back, has time but nobody to throw to. Now he loops it out there, and it's nearly picked off with plenty of time to make a move. That's Nick McDaniel, stepped in and knocked it away. So it is 1:42 remaining in this ball game. (35-19). Second down and 10 yards to go. Pitch it back and intercepted. Oh, they went to the playbook. They handed it back. It came around to, I believe, the wideout. He was going to throw back to the quarterback. And guess
Quando?
who? Yes.
Quando Uramiya? All 300 pounds of him with the pick?
Oh, my man. He was right there at the right spot at the right time. Let's watch the replay. Here's it. They hand it off, and they flip it back to the end around. He was going to throw to the quarterback. Quando says, nah, I'll just take that puppy, thank you.
Wow.
Out of bounds at the 40-yard line, and that'll do it. That's the final thing.
Yeah, they can just take knees now, Mike.
Yep.
Because Cedar has no timeouts. Quando, you're biggest guy on the field, Mike. That's like me getting an interception.
I was just looking at him, and Quando there went to the turf, but I think he was just out of breath.
He's tired.
Yep.
It's been a long game.
Stood up, and they're going to assist him to the bench a little bit. Wow. He said him okay. All right, a minute to go. They kneel it down again, and one more time, and that should just about do it tonight. So the Hurricane Tigers are going to come away with a huge victory over the Cedar Redmen. They'll move to 2-1 in the 3AA South. Cedar will drop to 1-2 in the conference. And so it goes.
And a rare homecoming win for somebody, because homecoming has been kind of brutal this year.
It has
around the region.
Right. They'll go under 30 seconds, so all they have to do is touch it down one more time, and then they'll walk it off. There it is, and that's it. And the Tigers get the victory here tonight. They scored big. They got the big lead, held off a little bit of a fourth quarter rally by the Cedar Redmen, but the Tigers get the win by 16, 35-19.
Yeah, good win for Hurricane. Despite all the comeback stuff and everything late in the game, for the first 3 quarters of this game, honestly, they just had their way.
Yeah.
They did what they wanted to do. Cedar was really helpless to stop the running game, and then they completed just enough passes to get the job done, and the Hurricane Tigers win this 35-19. They are 2-1 in region and tied for first place.
How about that? Wild region stuff. We're going to take a 2-minute break. We'll gather ourselves. We'll come back, and for both our listeners and viewers, we'll do a quick wrap-up, bring you some stats and figures on the game, talk about some of the guys who we think deserve some credit here tonight for the victory as we name our honors. All that's coming up just 2 minutes away. 35-19, Tigers on the 1-loss scoreboard. We're back in 2.
Es un corto trayecto de su colonia hasta su bosque local. Para encontrar un parque o zona verde cerca de usted, visite descubreelbosque.org.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing. I watch golf with him, and
I watch him cook because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
Hi, welcome back. You see on TV a little celebration out there on the H in the middle of the field, and why not? Homecoming, by the way, we just also saw fireworks and a whole lot more as the Tigers get the 35-19 victory.
Yeah, you know, and let's take a look at the Wilkinson stats real quick. In the second half, the scoring, Hurricanes started off with a 12-play, 85-yard drive. And, you know, really just kind of said, we're going to win this game, and too bad for you. And they were dominant in the first, second, and third quarters. That pushed the lead to 35-7. But, you know, a lot of credit to the Cedar Redmond because they didn't quit.
Right.
I like that about a team, you know. Even though they 35-7, 10 minutes left, they don't really have a chance. They didn't quit. They put together a couple of scoring drives, 3 plays, 80 yards to cut it to 35-13, and then another scoring drive, 2 plays, 61 yards, and that was pretty much all Drake Lewis on that second.
Oh, wow.
With the great run, and that made it 35-19. Cedar did have the ball one more time, but that ended in an interception on a little bit of a trick play, a throwback pass. They tried to get it to Fakahua, and it was intercepted by none other than 300-pound Kwando Uramiya. How about that, kid? Real quick look at the individual stats in this game. Again, brought to you by Wilkinson Electric. For the Tigers, Angel Bullock in really kind of spot duty, and all of a sudden they say, hey, Angel, Jake's out. Jake Carr is out. You're the man. And he responded with 118 yards on 21 carries. That's better than 5 yards a carry.
Wow, yeah.
With 3 touchdowns. Nick McDaniel, 14 carries, 65 yards. Carr had 3 for 32 before he left the game. Passing the ball, Josh Parker was good, 8 for 13, 164 yards and 2 touchdowns. And receiving, Kyle Williams, 4 for 62, Kurt McDaniel, 2 for 44. Kyler Blackmore had a touchdown catch as well. And for the Cedar Redmond, rushing the ball, well, the running game just wasn't there. Fakahu ends up 13 carries, 39 yards, 3 yards a carry for a guy that was averaging nearly 10 yards a tote earlier in this year, well, all year until this game. Rushing or passing the ball, Fakahu ends up 15 of 37. Remember, he was 3 for 15 at one point, so he was 12 for 22 in the fourth quarter. 313 yards and 2 touchdowns. And receiving, Drake Lewis. What a game for that kid, huh?
Wow.
7 catches, 117 yards, 2 touchdowns. Derek Ball, 3 catches, 92 yards. And Brock Oldroyd, 2 catches for 63 yards. Again, it's the final as the Hurricane Tigers get the 35-19 win. One quick look at the team stats. Hurricane with 410 yards, and Cedar ends up with 404 yards.
Wow.
Remember how dominant it was early in the game, actually through 3 quarters, but Cedar made it look pretty good late.
Yeah, they did. All right, let's go ahead and name some honors in tonight's game, and we'll wrap it up here tonight, but we do want to talk about a couple of guys, and I think, Andy, you said quite a while ago, it's kind of an easy call sometimes, and tonight is one of them. Actually, I'd almost say, can we go double dip here? Angel Bullock should be the player of the game, and then we have this other Jimmy John super sub of the game. Technically, he subbed in that position.
Gets them both. Yeah, he wasn't going to play running back today except for a little bit in relief, and yeah, I think that's great. Give him a Jimmy John super sub and give him the Dash Trucking player of the game here in our post-game awards for one Angel Bullock.
Just an incredible game tonight for him as he got it done. All right, one more honor. We want to come with our Dash Trucking player of the game. Again, fuel up or grab a snack at Ernie's 2 Sinclair Station, top of the boulevard. Dats delivers you the player of the game, but also we want to go now to our Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker of the game, and there was a bunch of those tonight.
Will you be mad at me if I pick one that wasn't for the winning team?
What?
Because that catch and run by Drake Lewis is the biggest play that sticks in my. I mean, Angel Bullock had some obviously some nice runs, and I think it was it McDaniel who made the little cutback, or Blackmore made the little cutback and scored the touchdown. But that Drake Lewis catch and run, just that won't leave my brain.
Phenomenal.
That was amazing.
It was phenomenal. Well, okay. All right, Andy, I'm going to let you do that this time. Devin Dixon's out of town, so he can't stop us here from doing that. That was an incredible. We really saw some great football here tonight. All right, final thoughts on the game tonight, Andy?
Real quick, let me give you a final from Panther Stadium. Desert Hills keeps the ball the rest of the game pretty much, scores with just a few seconds left, 21-10 final score as the Panthers win this game by 11 points. Or excuse me, the Thunder win this game by 11 points on the road, 21-10. Was the final. Sounds like Livingston's going to be okay, but for the time being, the quarterback at Pineview is going to be Brooks Barney.
Wow.
Who is also their starting middle linebacker and their first baseman and relief pitcher.
Just got to do
on the baseball
what
team.
You got to do.
A little bit of everything. But
hey.
Yeah, and the final thoughts on this game. I think we saw for three-fourths of this game how good Hurricane can really play.
Yep.
They ran the ball well. They threw the ball well. They played great defense. And, things got a little dicey there in the fourth quarter. But in the end, big win for the Tigers. They're tied for first.
There you go. All right, that's going to do it tonight. Again, look at the folks out there on TV. You can see them still celebrating, meandering around. Why not? It's homecoming, a big win for the Tigers. They get it done this Friday night on the field. 35-19 on both radio and TV. Thanks for joining us, and good night.